Okay. Okay. So YouTube should be up in a second. I know I'm trying to speak very softly because I still need to put filters on the microphone. But we have to create everything from scratch again. Okay, hold on. Limiter. Yes. Okay, we're going to install a limiter here. Limiter here. Limiter. Okay, now I can be loud. All right. Woo! Okay. Whew. Okay. Hi. Hello, Jack. Welcome to the, we're back to VTubing again. But, just give me a second. I have to make sure things aren't falling apart. First of all, on YouTube, what do your quality settings look like? Because now that I have a 10900K that is currently, on fire, it's a bit of a problem. So let me just make sure here. So Gary the Goo Boy. Click. Okay, what do your things look like? You have 1080 by 60. I just found out that I cannot stream at 1440p because I don't have a 1440p monitor. So that's pretty sick. Okay, so that's gonna go over here. Let me go to Twitch, see if that's on fire. How's everyone doing? Whoa!
Have lost
Gary needs to
just different things like that, and we.
Gary needs to maybe change things around here. Gary the Goo Boy. Because shortcuts are remade. This is an entirely new computer, by the way. We're on the 4090 PC right now. Quality on Twitch is maxed out at 720 by 60. I don't know why that would be the case. That's a little weird. We're not logged in, so I can't actually do anything on Twitch. I don't actually remember my password, so that's fun. Okay, let me just link that to Discord, see if I remember how to do everything. Delete message, add everyone. Let's make the stream. Oh my goodness, this is so... I know you guys don't see anything, but we'll explore the computer together. Today is benchmarking day. Oh my goodness, hold on. I need to... This is a disaster. This is... Oh my goodness. Oh, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere here. It's not... Oh, okay. Okay. We're back. Hi. Okay, listen, we don't have shortcuts set up on VTube Studio yet, so let's make a desktop capture for desktop. And it's going to be the BenQ. Capture the cursor, yes. Okay. All right, so this will go there. And now we have a desktop. Okay, so this is fresh, well, almost fresh Windows install. Okay, sweet. Let's go to VTube Studio. Let's make some shortcuts. This is obviously becoming an issue. What was my shortcuts button? Was it this? It must be. Oh, there we go. Okay, hotkey combination is not Z, for the love of God. Just make it nothing right now. We're not going to change expressions today. We're just going to make it super normal. And then we will not constantly trigger a million facial expressions here. Left mouse button? Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's taken care of. Sweet. Moosh, hello! Welcome to the, welcome to let's build a PC together, software-wise. I had to install fucking everything today. Oh god, I forgot the pain. Dude, I've been working on this computer all fucking day. I finished building it this morning. Well, actually last night. It turned on last night. That's all done. I have a couple of problems though. One, my Master Plus cooler thing doesn't work. So let me show you. I boot up the software. Cooler Master. This is the RGB soft. Oh, now it works. What the fuck? Okay, so then we go to the controller. Then we make it white. Static. What the fuck? That doesn't do anything. It like resets to rainbow. I don't get it. I can't show you guys this, obviously. But it keeps resetting to like, oh, there we go. Oh, shit, that's cool. Oh, see, it does it. It just keeps going to red. Why can't I stay on static? Okay, that works. It's like whenever I'm on static, though, it like changes color to like red. I know you guys don't see anything, but it's for me. Static. White. Apply. Okay. Hopefully that stays now, because now it's the color white and it's beautiful, right? I kind of want to share it, take a picture and just share it, but my RGB is not white yet, but it looks amazing. Okay, so that solves that problem, which means my drivers are updated, which means I don't have Wi-Fi yet. Or I do have Wi-Fi, sorry. I don't have a wired connection yet. I have a gigabit connection connected to my PC. Why would it be different if it's on your phone? Huh? By the way, sorry, my profile is different. I am on my phone. Oh, I see what you're saying, because usually I'm on my tablet. Oh, okay. What else do we need to set up here? My network connection doesn't work. I'm on Wi-Fi right now. It's good Wi-Fi. Hold on. While we're streaming, let's internet speed test so you can show you guys my Wi-Fi. Oh, internet speed test. So while streaming, this is my internet speed. Ew, 150? What the fuck? Fucking fiber Wi-Fi? Well, shitty ass 200 megabits per second? And my upload speed is like 15. So it's pretty trash. Usually I pay for gigabit, so I have, I think I only have like gigabit down, which in practice is like 950 down, and 100 uploads. So I have like 15-20% of my, well, about 20% of my total efficiency when it comes to my internet, but using Wi-Fi instead. So it's fine for now, but we'll see. Also, how is my audio? My audio should be fine. Let's test this audio for the first time on this computer. Hopefully it doesn't keep peaking. Hello? Let's test this audio for the first time on this computer. Hopefully it doesn't keep peaking. Why does it keep only playing out of my right ear? Wait, was that odd? Is the audio only playing out of my right ear? Let's test this audio for the first time on this computer. Hopefully it doesn't. Wait, what? Does that, how did it? Test, 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 test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Oh, it does work on both. Am I okay? Maybe I'm just deaf. Jesus. Audio's good. Okay, good. Okay, audio's done. So the stream itself is functional, right? We don't have any color changing, but it's going to be overhauled. You guys are not going to use paint points anymore. It's under construction. But the idea is that under VTube Studio, I actually can't show you this option. Under because it showed personal information. Under VTube Studio, there is an API, and with that API, there's gonna be a thing, but it's gonna be a while. So paint points are coming. Just don't waste them. Oh, whoops! I just closed out of VTube Studio. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh god. Where's Steam? That's right. My thing's on the bottom. You guys want to know some bullshit? Look at this. Hold on. Let's launch VTube Studio. So, you guys want to see some bullshit? You guys want to see what stupid ass Windows shit? Okay. You know how they like hate? You know how they like hate sidebars on look at this. You move this over here. Boom. Beautiful, right? Look at all that extra screen space we have. Wonderful. I open the start menu. Oh, now it works. Oh, based. Okay, that's staying over there. Sick. Lock. My other monitor has a window taskbar there too, but I want to hide it. I just don't remember how. I don't want to hide all of them. I want to keep this one up, but I don't remember how to hide the monitor on my other side. I really don't remember. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway. Monitor is currently at 144 hertz. CPU is toasty, not undervolting yet. I am not eating properly. I am not sleeping at night. I don't know why. I'm just not getting hungry. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Where do we even start, chat? Where do I even start with this? Okay, so there are some elements that need to be displayed. Let's go to Streamlabs. And through Streamlabs, once I log in with Twitch. Oh my God, Gary. I don't remember my password. Gmail.com. Oh God. Oh Jesus. What was my new password? Nice background. Yeah, the default one. I think that was my password. We have disabled the ability to log in with your email address. Please log in with your username instead. Oh. Gary underscore the underscore goo boy. Log in. Enter the SMS code. Oh, God. Login code is... Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Dashboard. We're in, boys. Okay, so now we need to start dashboard. 42 notifications. Oh my God. Okay. Why did it stop on 7.8? That's weird. Analytics. What's going on here? Okay, so we need all widgets. Alert box? Don't care. Oh, this is for like follows and shit. Well, that can wait. Hey, what are we doing today, Mr. Streamer? Casca chat. This is the new computer with the hold on. Let me show you specs, boys. Let me show you specs. All right. We have a 13th gen Intel Core i9 13900K. Its base speed is 3 gigahertz. It usually ramps up to like 5.8 gigahertz when you're actually pushing it. Currently, we are streaming 1080p to 3 different websites, and it's eating this alive. We have... Wait a second. Is this wrong? Wait, computer weebs, is this wrong? Why is there only 8 cores and 16 processors? Shouldn't an 13900K have 24 cores and 8 performance cores? I paid for 20 cores. I'm going to use them. Memory. We have 128 gigs of DDR5 running at 4000 hertz. This is not XMP enabled. Does this still work? Yes, it is still red on my screen. Thank you. Yeah, we have this. It is currently, I paid for 5600 hertz. Yeah, I know. Thank you. We won't show network. Thank you. So, also, Geargate, I have a project for you, and it involves using API. And don't worry, it has nothing to do with AI. Actually, it has to do with VTube Studio. Okay, so we have 128 gigs, 118 gigs free. Okay, but my CPU, for some reason, is only listing 8 cores, so that's a little concerning. I don't know why that's the case. What is it doing? Disk. We have 4 terabytes, capacity 3.6 terabytes. It's beautiful. I love it. And then we have our graphics card, a 4090 that is currently 50% utilization. Really? Still really cool. My Cooler Master software here can explain the temperatures. You guys can see them live. Whoop. Okay, CPU, we have... Okay, CPU temps, 51 degrees. CPU temps, again. Oh, utilization. GPU temps, 40 degrees. And then this is at 1.32 volts, and this is at 0.88 volts for the graphics card. The 13900K only has 8 performance cores. Oh, is that the only thing that's going to show up in Task Manager? Is just the 8 performance cores? And the logical processors are the other cores? Okay. Sick. Based. Okay. So that's specs. Currently, temperatures look great. I do have a water-cooled 4090 and a water-cooled CPU, and they're both doing pretty dang great. My room gets really hot with that CPU. The graphics card is cool. That stays hella cool. It's my CPU that's like burning up. Like it says 51 degrees, but I'm feeling the top of the case where the AIO is, and it's starting to run pretty warm. So I'm glad my room is getting all the heat instead of this, but we need to undervolt that CPU because it feels way too heavy right now. I just don't know how. And I can't do it without restarting constantly, so. Just an apple? Oh my goodness. Oh, whoops. So here's the deal. What are we doing today? We could set up the whole stream, or we could do Blender renders, and I kind of want to do Blender renders. Let's push this baby. Let's see what we can do here. Is there a way? Okay, does anyone have a download for like, is it like Junk Shop? Is that what the render is? Blender benchmark Junk Shop? Demo files, blender.org. Please go over there. Please go over here. Please go over here. Thank you. Okay. Cube diorama, human base message, Ellie pose library. Blender. Hell yeah, we're rendering on Blender. That's why I got all the stuff. Okay. Let's go. Where is Junk Shop? Sprite Fright, Blender 3.0. Pet projects, cozy kitchen, splash artwork. Oh, these are splashes. I want demo files. So we want cycles. We're going to render under site. Oh, this one. I've seen this one before. Barbershop. I've seen that one. Okay, let's do this one. Oh my God, what is the file size? Oh, that's not that bad. Oh, 230 megabytes. Oh my God, my Wi-Fi. Where are the Overwatch models at? Hey, chat, that's lewd. Classroom is the one I always see. Yeah, I do too, but I just, oh, that's right next to it. Well, no, we'll do this one because it has like fur and shit, right? If we're gonna render on a 4090, if we're gonna see what this puppy can do, let's give it some fur. That's just ray trace light, right? But this is light through fur and shit. So, hey, buddy, if we're gonna render shit, I want the best of the best, and we're gonna render the fuck out of that cheap fur, all right? How? Oh God, I did try to do my research. Whoa, this happened to me on Twitch today too. Kenna, you're on Kick? What the fuck? Hi. My family won't care, probably. Poor Gary. Yeah, we're all over the place right now. I'm gonna start streaming to 3 websites, but I couldn't before because we were CPU or RAM limited. But now we can do everything. This is the gateway to becoming a 30s. No. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do like lewd stuff. I want to do like this. There was a render on the Blender subreddit that I absolutely loved, and it was the glass of like, well, apple juice, because we'll stay not crude here. Where is it? It was a caustics. It was like a caustics render. There we go. Playing with caustics. This is the kind of render I absolutely love. Look at that 3D render. Oh my God. That's what my computer's gonna do. Oh, it's gonna be great. Yeah, forget your furry stuff. Forget Overwatch. This shit's where it's at. Is the stream laggy for anybody else? Please tell me if this is laggy. I'm trying to redo all of my settings. Currently, we're at a bit rate of 24,000. Is that too much? It might be too much. Let me lower it. We'll go 15,000. Maybe that would help. If it is laggy, so just tell me, please. It's normal for them not to care, so they probably won't. Hey. Poor Gary. Okay, so that's going to be what we shoot for. Do we have the render? We do. Let's open the file, export it to desktop. Wait, fuck. Hold on. Downloads. Open folder. Oh, you can see my download history based. Let's render with 7-zip to desktop. Okay, so that's rendered to the desktop. Let's try it in here. File, open, desktop, benchmark. Cannot read file. Permission denied? Desktop. There we go. There we go. Okay, sick. All right. What are we rendering under? We're doing it under cycles. Sample 600. How high should we push it, chat? I don't want to wait 30 minutes, but like 2 minutes. Let's do 4,000, and we'll do a render time limit of like 120. I hope it's 120 seconds. Let's render it. Render image. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, I didn't put it under GPU or anything, did I? Is that important? Probably. It's initializing. We're waiting. They're building something. Oh! Oh my God. It's eating this alive. Oh! 4,000 sites. Oh my God. Can you hear that? Hold on, let me turn my mic up. I don't know how well you can hear that fan, but boy, did that ramp up. Holy shit. Oh, it's lagging, boys. Oh, it's going. Oh, yeah, you're going to see some lag here. This is not on your guys' end. This is on mine. We're gonna really push this 4090. How much frames am I dropping? Oh yeah, we're oh well, you know what? Wow, the bitrate is 13,000 still while rendering. God damn. Reticulating splines. Spleens. Reticulating spleens. I used to think it was splines. It's holding up pretty well. Yeah. Oh, wait, we should see temperatures. Hold on. I want to see temperatures. It's still rendering. We're a minute 45 in, so we got 15 more seconds. Can you boot up faster? Gary, it's rendering. Currently, we are at 41 to 43 degrees on the GPU. 43 CPU is at like 93, so that's hot. God damn, my top of my CPU. So we're at 94 degrees on the CPU, 100% utilization. GPU's at 12%. So we probably rendered under the CPU, actually, now that I look at it. Oh, there's the light. Are we done? Okay, so this is as far as we got. I might have screwed up on the what I'm rendering on. I think I accidentally rendered under the CPU. But if you guys want to see what an Intel Core i9 13900K does in 2 minutes of rendering, there you go. That's pretty good. There is noise. You guys, I don't know how well you guys even see this. There is noise in the picture, like around his beard. Oh, there we go. Oh, there you go. Now you guys see the noise. So it's not totally there, but we're not done yet. Oh no. Render. View render. Okay, that's the render view. How do I change my renderer? Is there a way to do that? I don't know anything about this. How do I change it? How do I make sure? Oh, it's a CPU render test. Oh, I'm a moron. It's a CPU render test. Recommended minimum 12 gigabytes of RAM. Oh, so that's a CPU test. Well, there you go. That's why I couldn't change it. Well, hey, you know what? CPU kicked ass. That did pretty well. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Okay, so that's that. All right, well, you know what? C'est la vie. Let's download the next one. That's widgets. Hold on. Blender benchmark. Is Classroom a GPU benchmark? Benchmarks. All right, download. Wait, this is open data. Demo files. Okay. Are we doing Classroom? Is that a advantage of latest algorithms and enhancements to full production system scenario? It's always gonna look good. Yeah, but we wanna see it, Chad. I gotta see it for myself. I just don't know if this is a how about this? Reddit benchmark GPU scene Blender. Blender benchmarks. I don't know which one is which. Blender people, which benchmarks matter to you? Optics renderer is going to be the industry standard. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Benched. Oh, barbershop GPU and CPU version trace file. Classroom has a lot of lights though. We got to do a lot of ray tracing there, huh? Okay, I guess we got to hi Grurlin Richardson. YouTube chat has been popping off the last couple of days. You guys are giving me hundreds of views on the stream. Okay, well, I guess we'll do Classroom, I guess. Classroom's gonna be so easy though. I just gotta make sure it's a GPU render. I haven't chat. I thought Street Fighter 6, brand new game, just came out. It could push the 4090. Everything was maxed out, 120 hertz, max resolution for my monitor, which isn't that high to be fair. And the 4090 didn't even get past like 45 degrees. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, I could see the sweat dripping off of Zangief. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so that gets unzipped to the desktop. File open, don't save. Up a file, classroom. Okay. Device, GPU, compute. Okay, so I'm assuming that's good. Now I'm not seeing, oh, there's sampling. Okay, I want to try 4,000 again. I want to see. We'll do 4,000, 120 seconds. I just want to I just want to see, chat. I just want to see. How's an Eldritch Influence 100% Deli Nemesis 3 map? Yes, it'll handle that. Because if this can't, what can, you know? All right, let's try it. Render. Okay, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And hot damn. Well, shit. Chat, what is that? Oh, no, that's for testing like CPU cores. Not as laggy as the other one. Okay, cooler's kicking in. Let's boot up some Cooler Master here. GPU is still pretty low on the temps. I am, in fact, trying to minimize this. Really? You're going to be one of those programs? Okay. GPU is looking at 41 degrees. CPU's at 95, but I thought I put it under a GPU renderer, but the CPU's getting, like, superheated. Gary looks different. Sun Majid. Hello. All right. Is that done? No, not quite. Okay, well. Oh, are you saying it's always going to look good because it's just the scene in Blender will always look good because of what it is? Okay, well, fair. All right. Well, do you guys want to learn Blender? Gary, are you okay? I'm fine. I'm just a little bit tired from the last couple of days. My legs are still sore. My lower back hurts still from Saturday. Sunday was frustrating. Today was setting up software issues. I'm still not done. I still don't have a wired internet connection yet. I'm just on Wi-Fi. In hindsight, I'm glad I bought the Wi-Fi motherboard more than anything else, because otherwise I couldn't even run this. All right, we're at 200 or 2 minutes. There you go. That looks pretty all right. A little bit of noise. It's kind of expected for a 2-minute render. Damn. You know what? That's pretty good. Well, that's what well, I say that's what a 4090 can do. It didn't actually heat up that high, and the CPU is dying, so I don't actually know. I put it under GPU compute. I don't know why it didn't do that, but maybe that is what it's supposed to do. Okay, cool. I hope I did this right, and we actually pushed the 4090 at all. But anyway, file, new, general, don't save. Okay, let's learn Blender. I think we should learn it. I think it's time. Now, what we're gonna do is first, before anything else, we need chat on screen. No, we don't. We don't need chat on screen. We need YouTube. Incoming donut? Yes. Yes. Blender tutorial. Okay, first thing I don't like, please, let me open up something like that without having to minimize Blender. Okay, what do we got here? Hello, Mr. Blender Guru. 1 year ago. All right, we're going to make you 1080p.
If you've just opened Blender for the first time...
Wow, that was so fucking loud.
Tried to do things.
Okay.
Maybe trying to see how far you can go without getting help. You might have discovered you need help immediately.
Yeah, like how do I render under the GPU?
You can't even move things without a tutorial. But the good news is you don't need to learn everything that you can see, right? I, for example, have been using Blender for 18 years, and I still have not touched some parts of Blender. Anything.
Hold on.
Scripting. Never touched it. Because I don't need to for what it is that I'm trying to do. This fly is going to kill me. If you're familiar with the 80-20 rule, I think there's really about 20% of Blender's features that you'll use in 80 or 90% of projects.
Hold on. I'm trying to link the... I'm trying to share the YouTube link here. Is it display capture? Nope. Oh my god, I'm losing my touch, chat. I forgot how to add a YouTube. It's not a browser source, is it? Okay, it is a browser source, interestingly. No, it's not a browser source. It's a... Fuck, what is it? I'm doing homeschool. Gary is good background noise. Well, it'd be better background noise when I actually have music. Oh my god, I forgot how to do this. How do I capture... Is it a window capture? I bet it is. Window, YouTube, picture in picture. There it is. Okay. There we go. Boom. Okay, now we're cooking with fire, boys and girls. Now we're going. Okay, let's learn together.
And that's what I want to teach you in this tutorial series. And then since I think doing is the best way to learn, along the way we'll also be building our very own donut, of course.
Can you play and not fuck up the... What is going on here? Okay, resize. Down. What is going on? Okay. Do I need to make the capture again? Properties. Picture in picture. Capture method. Automatic. Do not capture cursor. Match title. Okay. Well, what the fuck? Okay, I guess I'll just remove it and then recreate it. And then we're gonna go window capture, YouTube, picture in picture. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's one way to do it. I guess we'll just close out of that and then redo it. And maybe it'll work. Oh, based. All right, let's do it. Finally. Let's go.
The donut, what I'm known for. This is the third time I'm making a donut tutorial series. Every time Blender releases a new version, I make this series. So if you finish this full series, you will.
Why isn't it rotating for you? What the fuck? Oh my god, what is going on here? You guys see my mouse, right? Yeah, it's a different... It's not updating. Maybe we need to play it and then pop it out.
End up with a donut that looks very similar to this. So
okay, this is worse. This is worse. What the fuck? Okay, move it back. Re-pop it out. Then it works. Then we press play.
This big window that you can see,
and then it doesn't update. What the fuck? Okay, well, shit. I guess we'll just do this old school, boys. We'll just pop back and forth via alt tabbing. Can't go wrong with that, right? Jesus.
Right here opened up. This is called the 3D viewport, and it's where you'll spend probably 90% of your time, because everything you need to visualize, whether it's an animation or an archviz or anything like that, it all happens right here. So by default, you can see you get three objects. You've got a cube. You've got what looks like a ball on a piece of string. That's a lamp.
So a donut is like an ED Contagion build. Well, you know.
And then you've got a camera. This little, what would you call that? Like a triangle arrow looking thing. That's a camera. Okay.
It's oh no, it's not a pyramid. I was about to say, I'm sorry. Pyramids have a triangle base, don't they? What is a pyramid with a rectangle base called? Is it a prism? Is that what you would call it? A prism? I mean, I was in school, but now I don't have to go to school to go to. By the way, I'm supposed to be in year 6. You're 11 years old? Well, we'll have to be appropriate around you.
Okay. And then if you were to render this by going to render image, or hitting the hotkey F12, it would take...
So F12 is render, huh? F12. That's F11. Oh, God. F12. Okay, and that's the default render. Okay, gotcha.
a snapshot from that camera view, okay? And although this looks very similar to what you were just looking at, this one actually has lighting information, okay? You got shadow, you got some light coming off the top here. And if you had textures or materials and everything else, it would all be calculated, okay? So if you've already used other 3D software, you're already familiar with the concept, but this is...
Yeah, so I know about this. You have your scene, you have your lighting, you can have like a viewport or whatever nowadays, but it's like video editing where you have your timeline, you have all your resources, you have your file locations, and then you render it with a slight loss of quality, usually, unless you're willing to have like a huge amount of space for it, which is unwieldy and you can't really upload it anywhere. So you have a little bit of loss of quality, but in exchange, you don't need to have all these individual files on everyone's computers. You can just upload it to the internet. Pyramids can have a square base. Is that true? I thought pyramids have to have a triangle base and a prism has a square base. Kobe! Just kidding. We're going to put this in my trash can. We're improvement boys. Pyramids can have any shape for the base. Wait, then what's the difference between a pyramid and a prism? Is it just a prism is just like a glass pyramid? How many faces do the Egypt pyramids have? 3? I don't know, chat. I've never been to Egypt. The aliens make it up, chat.
It's one of the basic principles of 3D rendering.
How could humans have come up with something so ingenious as a pyramid shape, all right?
What you build in the 3D viewport is sort of like a simplified version of what it is you're trying to create. And then when you're ready for that final image, you hit render, and then it uses your CPU or your GPU to crunch all the numbers and calculate the light and the bounces and everything like that to create that final.
Hi, Mars. Your name reminds me of a chocolate bar, and it's not even a good chocolate bar. It's kind of like a meaty chat. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think I've ever even had a Mars bar before. Like my entire life, I've never actually eaten a Mars bar. I think this is, you gotta blame Big Chocolate for this, okay? Big Chocolate puts shitty chocolate bars out there like Mars bars, so everybody has to buy those stupid ass milk chocolate Hershey's bars, all right? Imagine two identically 2D shapes and connect them with the same vertices. That's a prism. Imagine two identically 2D shapes and connect them by the same vertices. So if I have a plane of a... Oh, I see what you're describing. Do I have paint? I do, based. Okay, so what you're describing is something like this, right? Where you have face number 1, you have face number 2, and you're saying if you connect them by the same vertices, this is a prism. Interesting. So on Pink Floyd's cover of Dark Side of the Moon with this fucking thing here, and then it's like, woo, and then it's like rainbow colors. This is not a prism. This is a pyramid. Okay. I got you. It's okay, Gary. My mom doesn't care. Well, still.
Beautiful image. So that's the basics.
Okay.
All right, but you might notice, like, okay, well, all right, can we move this thing? How do we?
Oh my God! Restart to install the newest window feature update. Oh my God, no, please. Restart tonight. Chat, so many Windows updates. I have restarted my computer, fucking God, at least a dozen times so far, like unironically 12 times. Just installing updates. Like, and the worst part is, I still have to update my BIOS because when I can't, in order for me to install the network driver, I have to update my BIOS. In order to update my BIOS, I need to go into the BIOS screen, have things installed on a thumb drive, and if I fuck up, all of my technology is ruined. And the only reason, normally at this point, I would just not do it and just deal with it. But I have to do it in order to have a wired connection to the internet. For some reason, I still don't understand. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, I sneezed and my mic fell. Oh, disaster. Oh, this is disaster. Oh, God. Read the rest of what I said. I saw. I mean, a triangle on the cover, but you got the idea. Ah.
Something basic like move it. There's two ways you could do it. One would be to use the move tool in your toolbar. If you activate that, you can see that over the cube now you get these arrows. And if you were to click and drag on any of those arrows, you would move it along that axis. If you clicked on the white circle in the middle, then that would just be sort of like free dragging it, okay? Now, you could do it that way, but actually, I never do it that way because it is far easier to just learn the hotkey. Which in this case is G. G for grab. Okay, so if you just hit G, your cursor doesn't have to be anywhere near it. And I'm not clicking. My hands are off the clicker. It's just attached to your cursor basically the moment you hit G.
Gotcha.
And then if you just do a single left click, it will confirm its movement. So G, click. And my cursor could be anywhere, right? Yeah. And I can do it, which is actually good because you don't have to like think about...
Hello, Silkwing Butterfly. Welcome to the Blender tutorial stream where we start from scratch. Blender, by the way, if you guys don't know, is a free 3D editing program, and we're going to learn it. And I have never actually used Blender before, but I want to make beautiful, well, specifically right now, I'm into like single shot, not animated, not whatever, right? Just single shot like renders. So we're going to learn together. Animation seems like it's a can of worms I don't even want to approach yet. Okay, listen, if I could just have like a bottle of water on a table look beautiful, I'm happy. Okay, that's my goal by the end of this. All right, I just want to be able to take a simple object on a simple flat surface and make it look beautiful. If I have that skill set, then we can delve into other like areas. Your Mobo doesn't come with the necessary Ethernet drivers. What? Geargate, you have no fucking idea. It doesn't come with any network drivers on install. So my dumbass had to like, because I already unplugged my computer and I plugged this computer in thinking I would just install everything online like a dumbass. Instead, I had to go to my drawing tablet that I used for New Zealand, had to open that up, take an old thumb drive. Oh, by the way, the Windows installs, Windows 10. I used my same Windows install thing I did 6 years ago on my other PC. Serial number still worked, baby. So I had to use that thumb drive. And what happened is I had to go onto MSI's website, download the driver, both drivers, network and like wired. The network one worked fine, but the wired one won't work unless I update the BIOS. So that's a nightmare. So many YouTube people today. What the hell? Hi.
Where's my cursor? Do I have to like get it on here and then hit it? No, it's really, it just allows you to work.
Oh, motherboard, by the way, is MSI Z790 Edge Wi-Fi. That is the motherboard I have. Gary, it's okay. I swear too. So it's okay, Gary. Ah, well, shit.
Really fast. Excuse me while I get a drink of water.
Okay, so G moves. Based.
I know I'm only 2 minutes.
G moves, Control Z. Gotcha.
4 minutes. All right. Anyways. Now, one thing you're missing with this is those axes lines, like being able to move it along a specific axis.
Oh, I know what he's going to say. Oh, I know what he's going to say. Look, you move it here and it's like, ooh, it's on the green line. And then hold on. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I gotcha. And then you Control Z. Okay. I know what he's going to say.
Really common action. You want to use
like, how are you supposed to update it if you don't have another PC infrared? You don't. You have to get a thumb drive of information. Go to the library if they let you download 80 megabyte. Well, how big was the install? The Wi-Fi one was 80 megabytes. The wired one was 1.7 megabytes, but I don't know how to do the wired one, to be totally honest.
Do that after you have hit G by typing the letter of the axes. So there are 3 axes, and the axes letters are X, okay, which is the left and right.
Oh, I know what he's going to say. Okay. So G to move, well, hold on, let's get a better angle here. G to move it, right? So if I press X, oh, shit. Y? Oh, Z? Oh. There's no diagonal, though, is there? Okay. And then G is freestyle. Okay, G. Then I can grab it again and go X. And then go Y. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Y, which is back and forwards, and then Z, which is up and down. Some 3D softwares call the Y-axis the up and down, but Blender's it's the Z, the blue, the blue one.
As I would expect.
Alternatively, you can also, as you're moving it, if you hold down on your mouse, on your scroll wheel, if you push in, that's called the middle mouse button, push in until it clicks, and just hold that, and you can see you get this little line that draws out, and then you can just drag it to the nearest line, nearest axis, and it will automatically snap to that. Which is really handy.
Based.
Pretty cool. Not too bad.
Okay, hold on. So Control Z. So if I don't even need to click G, if I just go, oh, I do. Okay, so I do have to snap it with G, then right middle click. Oh, okay, that's something I'll use. Yeah, that seems way more immediately useful. Okay, based. And I can't do diagonal or anything. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's
hello.
moving things. Now, the other two actions that are really common is rotate and scale. And you can, again, you could use the tool just by clicking here, and then you can, rotate it on a specific axis. You could click in the middle and like do it.
So I'm assuming it's the same. Whoops. Oh, Jesus. I'm opening all the windows here. I'm assuming it's the same idea, right? So rotation is I don't know what I just clicked. Space. I'm assuming R. Okay, R is rotate, but if I right click or middle click, wait, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. What is going on? Okay. It's hard to tell because the cube is shifting sides as I go through here. So when I'm on this plane, oh, I see. So that's how you rotate it there. We go over here. Ooh, this is confusing. How do I rotate it on the Z axis? Like, it's sort of get it. Like, I have to go way up here and do it like this. Is that how I should do it? I wonder what he's going to say. Trobtown, hello. I'm doing great. Got the new computer. Nothing is set up, so bear with me here. Don't use your paint points. It's a waste.
Trackball thing, scale, exact same thing. Scale it like that. But again, I recommend learning the hotkeys, which you can learn just by hovering over it. And
we did this.
Yeah, the hotkey for this one. So where it says shortcut, shift, spacebar, it's technically true. You could activate it from this little menu here if you hit shift spacebar. But it's the one after that, R. Really easy to remember. R for rotate. Okay, so rotate.
Grab.
And then you can hit the
So G for grab, R for rotate.
letter of the axes as well. Or do that same holding the middle mouse button. Oh, that's weird. Maybe because I did it after tapping it. Anyways, and then you've got scale, which is hovering over it, S for scale.
S.
Okay, S,
Whoa.
X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
Like
Super
that.
simple. All right, cool. So if I want to stretch it, I press S. Ooh, scale. And then if I want to go rectangle. Ooh, really thin square. Okay, and then if I want to go Y, what does Z do? Oh, all right. Pretty sick. Good stuff. Whoop. And then rotate. Rotate here. Right. Ooh. Oh, middle click. Right. Okay. If I want to undo it, I just right click. And if I want to keep it, I left click. Okay. Based. All right. Super easy. I just realized my time where I am. Oh.
And if you want to cancel a movement, you can hit escape or you can just right click as well.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Cancel the movement. But yeah, so you can see you could do quite a lot just with those few little movements there. Okay,
Based.
so that's how you move stuff about. Now, let's talk about the next thing you probably want to learn is like, how do I actually move my view? Like, how could I look and explore?
Oh,
the
middle
rest
mouse
of the
button.
scene? And that is also done with your middle mouse button. Okay, so if you click
Yeah.
in on your scroll wheel until it clicks, you are orbiting. That is how you orbit. And
Oh, that's a good point. We're orbiting. We're not actually moving. Ooh, how do I move? What would be like the intuitive thing? Let's test this program's intuitiveness. If I wanted to move, I would use arrow keys. No more keyframes to. Okay, so that's keyframe stuff. I don't know actually.
My laptop people with trackpads, you are panicking right now because you've just realized you don't have a middle mouse button. You can do it in a pinch by going to the top right-hand corner. There's a little gizmo to free preferences, and then underneath input, if you click emulate.
Okay, we don't care.
It also, which is pretty cool. It's not bad. Whilst you're here, by the way, you might also, depending on the size of your screen, you might want to change the resolution because by default it's 1.
Oh my God, thank you, Lord. Oh, Jesus, that's how you do it. Okay, so what was it? File. How did he get there? Was it settings? Oh my God, how did he do that? Blender Man, how'd you do it?
On the side, it's not bad. Whilst you're here, by the
Wait,
as the middle mouse button, which is pretty cool. It's not bad.
Wait, too many shortcuts. How'd you get there?
You can see that you are able to click rotate, and then alternatively, you can also go edit
preferences. Okay. Edit preferences. Edit prep. Whoa. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I kind of want to make the UI huge for you guys, so maybe we'll do that. Actually, hold on. Does anything get cut off on the right here? No, not really. I just have such a big screen. I think it just helps you guys. Okay. Developer extras. Viewport. Editing. Add-ons. No add-ons. System. CUDA. Oh, there's our renderer. Oh, shit. Yeah, GeForce 4090. Well, there you go. And we're using optics, right? Because that has the thing. Okay. Sick. I think we want optics, right? Hold on. Chat. Level with me. If we want to do RTX rendering and shit, if we want to do all that, we do not use CUDA cores, right? CPU weaves. I need your answer here. If we want to render with a 4090, we want to use... Oh, there we go. CUDA for rendering with cycles for GPU acceleration. Optics is for GPU acceleration, but I think that's RTX, right? We'll keep with it and see what happens.
On the size of your screen, you might want to change the resolution because by default it's 1, which on my 4K monitor, you can see that my buttons and the text is really small.
Yeah.
And if you
crank
it all the way up, you can get it to something comfortable. 0.4 or 5 is what I would normally go for.
Base.
And by the way, I'm
I like this guy. Same tastes.
snapping it. Like as you're dragging something, if you hold down Control, it's using incremental numbers. So it keeps it to like a whole number. I'd normally go like 1.4 if I was using it myself, but it's a tutorial, so I'll keep it big so you guys can see what I'm
Thank you, Mr. Blender Man.
Cool. And another thing, just while I'm here, just mentioning, some of you are from other 3D software, 3ds Max, Maya.
Oh, yeah, I have mine set up as left. It gives you the option when you first boot up Blender. Do you want to select with your left button or your right button? When Blender was first a thing, I think until kind of recently, maybe the last couple of years, you always had to do your right click for like everything that you would normally use left click for. So there you go. Optics is the NVIDIA ray tracing specific API. Thank you. You can use only CUDA, that is GPU, or the default that uses CPU. You can also use both, but you need some testing to discover the best render chunks. Also, because of my rendering earlier, guys, you may want to refresh the stream. I think you guys may be a little bit behind. Who selects with the right button? I don't know. You can use both, but you need some testing to discover the best render chunks. Okay. Based.
Kind of thing. You might find it helpful to know there's an industry compatible key map that you could enable, which I'll put them up on the screen here, but it's more common keyboard shortcuts if you use to other software. But for this tutorial series and everyone else, I recommend sticking to the Blender one. Yeah. Because of course, all the hotkeys and everything you'll learn whilst learning Blender will be for this hotkey thing. Anyways.
Cool.
All right. Okay. So that's orbiting. Okay.
Cool.
Now you can see as I orbit around, it's like locked on.
Man, how are we going to make a donut in the next 8 minutes? That is wild to me. That just in the next 8 minutes, boom, there's a donut.
My middle of my screen here, okay? If I want to move somewhere else, that is pan, which is shift middle mouse button.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm shifting my view to somewhere else where I can pan that place and shift again.
Cool.
And if you're on a trackpad, you could also use this move the view.
Based,
this little,
easy.
hand icon thing.
Just put a hole in it. I mean, I don't know what kind of donuts you eat in Mexico. Do you guys just have fucking, you guys just take a stick of butter and fry it and put a hole in it? Be like, American donut. I'll be back in a few minutes. No shame.
Do invest in a mouse, please.
Mm-hmm.
You will
need a new mouse.
For 3D.
I need new headphones. Oh
you
god,
really
these things
should
are
get
still
a mouse.
falling off.
It's going to be tough. The other thing that I'm doing right now is I'm using the scroller to zoom in and out. You can also use this little magnifying glass up there, or hold down control, and then
if there's a way to take
in
these
on
off.
the middle mouse, and that will use a smooth movement rather than the scroll wheel, which is quite jaggedy.
Wait, what? Wait, what did he do?
That will use a smooth move. Hold down control, and then again click in on the middle mouse, and that will use a smooth movement rather than the scroll wheel, which is quite jaggedy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So
that doesn't work.
Let's say you've moved the cube all the way over there. Like, okay, so you could, if you wanted to go and inspect your cube,
that doesn't work.
You could, work your way over there by using shift middle mouse button to pan over there. But it is far easier to just learn the hotkey number pad period, which will focus on any selected object. So
I don't have a number pad 0. Oh, you motherfucker. I don't have a number pad 0. Oh no, wait, what's my shortcut? Oh fuck. I don't have that big of a keyboard. I don't have like a number pad. Okay, edit, preferences, input, animations, input, key map. Okay. So we're going to look for markers, animation, clip, console, text, file browser, node editor, image, dope sheet, graph editor, 3D view, user interface, screen global. Well, we'll make small scenes. We don't need that key anyway. Fuck that key.
I want to go to my camera over there. I can select my camera, and number pad period will take me over to there. Again, my laptop users are going, oh no, I don't have a number pad. All right. The alternative way to do it is hold down the tilde key, which is that weird key underneath your escape key you've probably never used before.
Oh.
That brings up a pie menu with a bunch of view options, and view selected is focus. View selected will take you there. Okay, cool.
View
so we've learned orbiting
selected
with middle mouse, shift,
hi.
middle mouse to pan, and
Hello.
then control middle mouse.
it's like, hold on. It's like, how did I get there without using the tilde? It was like, view selected. It's like, have you heard about a Lord Jesus Christ? Control middle mouse click and drag. I don't know how I did that without pressing tilde, but I did it before. Whatevs. It's like a Turok weapon select. Whoa, based.
To zoom in and out or scroll. The other one you probably want to learn is align your view to axes, because it's something that you like new beginners often end up like upside down, and they're like, how did this happen? So you can go to bring yourself the right way up just by clicking one of these letters on your axes up here. Okay, so if you click that, I'm now the right way. Well, am I the right way up? Yes, I'm the right way up. I'm just focused on a weird part of the scene. That's why it's very.
Oh, I see. So this is like, what do you call this? Wait. Oh no, I don't know what I just did. I know. Oh, what do you call that? Is this like cardinal view or something? Because it's like cardinal directions. I think that's what you call it. Tactical view. I think it's like cardinal view, because like No, I'm sorry. It's not cardinal view. It's oh, what do you call it in Sudoku? It's like a Sudoku puzzle. It's like Carthaginian, something like that. It's where you like your tiles can only go like directly north, south, west, east. I think that's called Carthaginian.
Very weird. Alternatively, instead of these, so there's the 3 axes that you could snap yourself to.
Axial.
You could also learn the hotkeys, which is number pad 1 for front
What
view.
is this? Listen, this is number pad bias. All right. What is all this number pad shit, Blender? All right. Some of us accidentally buy keyboards with no number pads.
1 for front view,
Bias.
3 for side view, and 7 for top view. That's only number pad. It doesn't work for your keys along the top unless
found
you
that
wanted
out.
to enable that. Over here, emulate number pad, and then it would do that. But yeah, so that's handy as well. You might also find you'll notice, sorry, that in this view this is orthographic mode. Okay, so
Orthographic.
you can't see the other sides.
Orthogonal. That was the word I was thinking of. Sorry. That's what it was. North, south, west, east is orthogonal directions. So that would be an orthogonal view. That's okay. Sorry. That's what I was thinking
cube
of.
right now. It's a weird looking cube, but we can't see the other sides because this is orthographic mode. It's like looking at it with like a focal length of like infinity, right? So there's no depth in our scene right now, which is actually really handy. And it defaults to it for this align to view thing immediately because you usually want that. But the hotkey for that is number pad 5, and that will take you in and out of perspective mode. You can also do it up there like that. You can see the difference. Oh, and another way that you could see align to view, because there's a couple of ways. You could also use that tilde key. That'll take you to the top, the right, the side, etc.
Yep.
You could also use the viewport. You could change
who
those.
does that?
It's also got the hotkeys there if you happen to forget them. And the other way is the same as ZBrush, if you're familiar with ZBrush. Oh, I just cleared the
Okay, this tutorial's almost over. Is this going to be like a paint the fucking owl situation where it's like, all right, have fun, bye.
Of that with Alt-G. You don't need to remember that one. That's a weird one. Similar to ZBrush, holding down Alt whilst middle mouse button orbiting will also snap it to the nearest axes, which is also really handy as well. So if
I don't know why it's handy, but all right. It'd be kind of cool if this guy gave more examples with like, this is really handy, this is really useful. He can tell me that, but like, I wish there was like, I wish he would just give, he doesn't have to show it. He can just give a verbal example. It's like, imagine if you're editing a model and you needed like a perfect side shot. Here's why it's useful. Like that kind of deal. And I would appreciate that because I don't know why it's useful. So I'm just going to kind of ignore it even exists.
I'm like moving around and I'm like, I want to look up, just hold down Alt and it'll just snap it there, which is really handy. So that's kind of the 3D viewport. We'll obviously get way more into this as we delve into the other lessons. But whilst we're here, these other sections over here. So on the right-hand side, this is your properties. And as you can imagine, it's the properties of things in the 3D viewport or the scene. You could change render settings or things here. And look, there's a lot here. Like I would strongly recommend not trying to learn all the values because you're not going to remember them anyway. Okay. We'll go through them as they're needed in this tutorial series. I think the best way to learn is to just do for something that you need to do.
Agreed.
So that's what I try to teach. These options, some of these options will change depending on what is selected. So like,
it's like a guide telling me names of uniques and mechanics. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out what a support gem is. In the next donut video, you will know why it's useful. Okay. Yeah, it'd be like, imagine if I did a Path of Exile like guide, like, hello, new person to Path of Exile, welcome to the game. What you're going to want to do is pick up this support gem. It'll be important. Anyway, it's like, well, hold on. Why is it important?
Like if my camera is selected, you can see I get a camera icon, and then I could change some camera settings. If my cube is selected, I get some material settings, right? I could click material, and I could change the color to red, and I could see a beautiful...
Wait, how does he do that? Oh, shit. Wait, how do I change its color? Base color is orange.
Gray red color.
Wait, does it actually change the color? It doesn't change the color. Wait, am I doing something wrong? No, it's under that.
It's a weird looking red. The reason it's not changing over here in the 3D viewport is because, again, this is a simplified view of the final render. So there's no material properties in this view. We'll get to viewport rendering later on, but for now, you would see it though if you were in render again.
I want to try it. Hold on, we're gonna do, I know what color we're gonna do. Okay, and then render. Boys, look at that. Look at that perfect teal cube. We're learning. DC, hello, hello. Welcome to the 3D rendering stream where we learn basic shit. We're going to learn how to make a donut, but we're not going to make it pink frosting. We're going to make it goo frosting. I want to make me at some point, but that's going to be hard, I'm sure. Because, like, how do you make shiny eyes? I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, how do you make shiny eyes and, like, slightly translucent goo? I'm sure there's a way. I just would have no idea. So that's why we're learning how to make a donut. How'd the cleanup go? It went great. My living room is still getting destroyed, but the dumpster was taken out today, so I'm going to go empty a bunch of trash after stream. It's going good. It's nice to have a whole clean room. I got to fill it up with a bunch of stuff now, so that's going to be cool. What else? My new computer's going pretty good. It's running a little hot on the CPU, like, all the time, and it's kind of worrisome. And that's going to have to be undervolted. But in order to undervolt it, I need to update the BIOS. In order to update the BIOS, I need to have a thumb drive of the BIOS information and then boot up on there. But I've never done that before. And I don't have access to wired internet. This is all on Wi-Fi. So if it's laggy, apologies. Texture mapping is a whole different set of skills. Well, we're going to learn it, hopefully. Can we have a blueberry donut? Huckleberry, bitch. I forget. Did you ever guess where I am in the world? The US of freaking A, because you were a dick. Actually, you weren't a dick. I was just dumb, and I just never guessed the United States.
12 to do an actual render.
That was funny, though. I remember
now,
that.
at the top here, we have got a outliner. So this is keeping a running inventory of everything that you've got in your 3D viewport at the moment. So we've got 3 objects and we've got 1 collection. So a collection is just, it's like a folder, basically. Simple way to think of it. So you can, like, organize things. You can rename things just by double clicking on it. Yeah, whatever, right? And so that'll automatically update as you add things to the scene.
And I can rename the camera and shit.
My object, which I could do by hitting Shift D to duplicate. You can see there's create.
Okay, so I can duplicate the objects by pressing Shift D. Oh, shit. We have the power. What does that look like? Oh, it has like shadows and shit. Oh, shit. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's sick. Oh my God, it has like, there's like no texture to it. It's like a perfectly smooth surface. But look, it has like shadows. Oh my God. That's so cool. Maybe for some people who've done this shit before, it's like, whatever, it's just squares. But for me, it's novelty, you know? Now guess the state. Oh yeah, we never did the state. We kind of stopped that, huh? Well, I guess we got, oh no, I remember. We tried the obvious states. I'm gonna say Georgia. That's where I think you're from, DC. I'm gonna nail it.
Another object right up there in the outliner. So if I ever like lose something and I'm like, oh, where's that thing? I can just find it on here and then just, you know, bam, whoops, bam. Oh, by the way, I just...
Nope, it's okay. We'll guess another time. We'll guess tomorrow, baby.
Accidentally tapped.
You did guess the state? Did he? Did we? If I guessed the state, it must have been like Michigan or something. Unless it's like Washington or something. I don't remember, actually. I'm sorry, DC. You told me where you doxed yourself to me and I never followed up on it.
number pad 0,
We'll
which
get
is
it
how
again.
you can look through the
We'll
camera
get
view.
it.
You could also do it by hitting the little camera icon on the right there,
Mm-hmm.
or by going viewport, camera, or by hitting the tilde key. So
Tilde.
there are 4 places to get viewport.
We're probably doing the
options,
tilde.
depending on what device or whatever it is that you're looking at. I deleted something by hitting X. You could also do it by hitting delete. By the way, I'm throwing a lot of keys at you, keyboard shortcuts. It's a lot to take in, especially when you're starting. So I created a keyboard shortcut PDF, and the link
Oh,
for
you
that
made
is
a
in the
PDF.
description. It's just a list. It's like 3 or 4
Okay, I'm not that desperate. I wish I had a number pad, though. That'd be kind of sick.
pages of the most common hotkeys that you'll need to
Wait,
learn.
is this not where I learned how to make a donut? It's part 1. Oh,
This
God.
tutorial series
Oh, my God. I see a donut at the end of this, so I think we're making it, boys. I think we're doing it.
to add a new object in Blender, you need to go up to Add up here, and you get this long list.
E?
Or you can hit the hotkey, which is what I'm going to be using for the tutorial.
Hold on.
Shift A.
Hold on, Mr. Blender
truthfully-
Man. How do I delete things again? Was it Shift D? Oh, it was X. Okay, now we're gonna delete this. Okay. Okay, we deleted everything. Now okay, Mr. Blender Man, how do I add things in? This guy's really telling us to download an item filter right from the get-go. True. Based.
What I'm going to be using for the tutorial. Shift A.
Shift A.
And truthfully, most of these options, a lot of the options you rarely use. Like speaker, I don't think I've ever used. Most of the time what you're looking for is mesh.
No, speaker you would use, right? Okay, hold on. Blender weebs. Help me out here. By speaker, if you had an animation where you're trying to emulate from like a POV character's point of view of walking through a forest, would you not use the speaker, quote unquote, speaker object to like make like a breaking of a twig or something as the animation passes by it? Is that not a good example of a speaker object?
Because to
Or maybe you can do that in editing afterwards. I don't know.
render anything, you really need to start with a mesh. Like if you followed like a character tutorial, you might be surprised when they're like, all right, start with a cube, and then, we'll bip-biddy-boo, and we'll
Oh my God.
form the character eventually from that, right? But you have to start with something. So usually you pick the object which most resembles what it is you're trying to create. And in this case, there's a really easy one. It's the donut-shaped one, the torus.
This
that
is
a word I
cheating.
never would have learned, except for Blender.
This is
I would have called that a
cheating.
donut, but evidently the mathematicians decided they need a special word for it. Okay, when you add an object and do certain actions actually in Blender, you get options straight after adding it, okay? But they're kind of hidden because they're trying to stay out of the way unless you need them. And it's down there in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a little box, which if you
There we go. Oh, there we go. Next tutorial. Hell yeah.
click it, it's away unless you need them.
I don't see a little box. Oh. Is that the little box?
And it's down there in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a little box, which if you click it, it expands.
Why don't I have the little box? Did I screw something up? Let's delete it. Let's Shift A, add mesh. Oh, I see. When we create the object, there it is. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. Sorry, my fat head's in the way. Yeah, thank you, Trob. I was about to say Trobnut, and that is not your name.
And then you get options like the resolution and the size of it. and everything. Now, if you don't see that box, it's probably because you
my God.
accidentally clicked off it. okay?
Polygons.
It'll only show it after you've just added it. If you click off it, it assumes you're fine with it. You're good. Okay. Now, if you haven't done another action,
we gotta make
since
a
then, if
donut
you haven't
here,
edited
right?
it and clicked on something
Like
else
that?
or whatever, you can temporarily bring it back for one last time.
That's a
really,
pretty
until
good
you do
donut,
something else
right?
with F9. Okay, so F9 will bring those same options back just at your cursor, basically.
So here's a question for you. if you're doing tutorial renders, something like this is plenty of resolution, right? But if you have, hypothetically, if you have a 4090 that's water cooled, could you not do something stupid like this?
But if you don't see it, then, just re-add it, delete it, and re-add it.
He's going to go through everything I just explored here.
Maybe, but this is the third time I've thin donut. And you want to know this maybe, but this is the third time I've made this donut beginner series. Every time there's a new version of Blender, I make this series again. So this is number 3. And basically, for the last 5 years of my life, I have been seeing every day on Twitter when somebody tags me in their donut render.
Oh,
and I've become,
we should do that.
I'm very good at
Nah, just fix it with textures. Oh, you can do that?
realizing the attributes that make donuts look good. And I think the best donuts are the ones that look thick. The ones that look like,
okay,
yeah,
hold on. Let's not fuck up the tutorial
It's got
here.
a lot of icing. It's got a lot of dough. I don't know.
Shift
Just
A,
something about a fat donut.
mesh,
Just like, yeah.
Taurus.
That looks delicious. So I'm
Fuck,
going,
it made
I'm
the
going
same
thick
thing.
this time. Okay.
There we go. Okay.
And then the major segments and the minor segments, these are, as you can probably see, we'll call it the resolution of our donut, but it is it's the amount of geometry. Okay, so this, you are probably tempted to go like really high, because this is what I did when I first started using Blender in 3D. I'm like, I'm trying to make something high quality and realistic, so it's got to be smooth. Okay, so I'm going to go really high res. It's actually the opposite. You do not want that. I immediately realized when I started using this is a terrible idea. For one, you can't go back, okay? When you go high. You can, if you go low, you can add other things, which is what we're going to do, to make it smoother, but it's harder to go back. And also with this, it takes longer to render. It's harder to work with because it's a bigger file. Your viewport slows down. Your computer's whirring away harder. And also it is harder to work with, okay? When we enter edit mode, and we're going to do this later and like do some edits and stuff here, I have to work with this many vertices, these little points, and that is just too much. So you actually want the exact opposite. So
48.
we want to keep it as minimum. Okay, so the minimum amount of detail depends on what it is you're trying to create. We could go like really low, but we're actually going to use part of this donut for the icing. So I'm trying to think, okay, what am I going to do with the icing? Am I going to make some like dribbly bits going down it? I don't know. Having done this a few times, I think I'm going to go with around like somewhere around 40 to 20.
40, 20. Gotcha.
Yeah, something like that. Let's go 16.
16.
16 looks good. Okay.
Cool.
By the way, and you would never know this because how could you if you're a beginner? But like it's also a good idea to try to keep square faces, because as a general, if you're making something organic and it's going to be smooth, if it's got rectangular faces, it can like stretch the shading and things just start to look weird. So I'm trying to keep it generally to a square face.
Oh, square face. You want squares, avoid triangles. I think that was the adage, right? Nah, just fix it with textures. Yeah, people usually add clarity with textures over poly count. Okay.
Doesn't have to be a hard rule, but something like that. All right, then I'm going to click off it, and
Okay.
I'm done. And I can't get those options
Same
back.
exact donut.
Temporarily with F9, but you get the idea. Okay, cool. So, great. Let's talk about, first of all, the size of this donut, okay? Because
Wait, what did I do? I turned on my vertices. There we go.
although it looks like, what is the scale of our scene here, right? We're like looking into the distance there, like how big is this grid floor? We don't know. It could be microscopic. It could be, 500 meters. It could be landscape size. We don't know. We actually do. Okay, so each one of these grid squares here, is it 1 meter or 2? I think it's 1 meter. Hang on.
It would make a lot more sense if it's 1 meter.
Okay, so this
So if everything is 1 meter, this is a 3 meter by 3 meter donut. Holy shit. Is that normal? When you render like a cup of water, are you really rendering what is in reality a 2 meter by 1 meter cup of water? Is that like the scale we're working with in every 3D scene? So like if I import a character or something and it's like 4 meter, like 50 meters tall or something like that, is that like normal? Is this like a normal shaped donut, or am I just making a really, really big donut?
size of our donut is humongous. It is 3 meters by 3 meters.
Okay, it is.
So if you, sorry, I didn't tell you the hotkey. N will bring up your properties. Very handy, convenient shortcut. You just bring it up when you want to learn. Click on your object, then go to item, and then you can see
donut sub
detail
sandwich.
Your object. Okay, so it's 3 meters by 3 meters, which is like roughly like 2 people laying down lengthways. By the way, speaking of that, if you are American, for my American audience, you can change your units.
Okay, please. No, I shouldn't. Fuck. I shouldn't change that to feet. I want to, but I would get made fun of. Nah, he's going to change scale.
To be Wacky Imperial. And you can get 9.9 periwinkles.
See, what's funny is that he's making fun of periwinkles, but I can imagine 10 feet a lot easier than 3 meters. Like, what even is a meter? A foot is, you just have to look down and be like, okay, this is a little smaller than a foot, right? Easy, right? Your feet are roughly the size of a foot. So it's like you have the perfect scale all the time. I'm looking at my feet right now. You have perfect scale all the time. A meter, what the fuck is a meter? Do you have to like imagine it? You'd bet you get made fun of. Oops. Everybody has a different foot size. Well, yeah, but nobody has 12, like size 12 feet unless you're a weirdo. No, you just have to imagine it's a little smaller.
I don't know.
A meter is like a meter stick? Exactly. You have to like imagine it. It's not practical, right? What is an inch? It's the size of your final thumb joint with the nail on there. Boom, inch. Easy. What the fuck is 8 centimeters? What does that even mean? You guys made that shit up.
You can do that. I'm gonna use 3 meters because the rest of the world is also watching. All right. So this obviously needs to be much smaller. So we're going to scale it. Scaling.
Oh, we do want to scale it down.
Scale it right.
Okay. How did he do that?
Much smaller. So we're going to scale it. Scaling the hotkey S.
Oh.
Scale it right down to the size of a donut, which I've learned is around about like the biggest size would be around about like 10 centimeters, right?
What is a centimeter? Is it so 10 like
10
this?
10 centimeters is.
Oh my God, fucking centimeters. Okay, this is an, okay. So when you work with 3D objects, if you want to render it, you do in fact have to, okay, I would love to zoom in now. You do in fact have to resize it to what it actually would be. I cannot zoom in any more than I am. Uh-oh. Wait, is that normal? Well, we're about to find out. I can't actually zoom in any more than I am.
Is what we're looking for. Something like that. We could have done it when we added the torus, but that was radius. And radius is like, you got to double it to make it. And I'm like, just scale it down after we make it and it'd be much easier to figure out. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to do is apply the scale because, and this is another thing you would never know if you're a beginner, but it's sort of a running joke in the 3D world. But like anytime you run into a problem with your mesh, something's not working, apply the scale. Because if your scale is wrong, other things tend to perform wrong, like modifiers and other things like that. So this scale here should pretty much always be 1 if you can, yeah.
So always match your scale.
Try and make it always 1, roughly speaking. So to apply,
so basically what he's saying is all of the XYZ modifiers on the scale should always be equal unless you know why they aren't. Gotcha. Okay. Unless you know why they aren't equal, keep them equal. I mean, you don't really have to. It would look fine if you rendered only a single object, but then you are adding multiple things and it's like using a constant. Okay, okay.
Scale, you go Control A and then hit scale. Okay, so Control A for apply and then scale. And now it is 1. Nothing has changed, but it just means things will work better in the future.
Sick.
And I'm just doing it because I know I'll forget it and then they'll be like in the comments and people go, why is mine messed up? And it was because of this part I didn't.
How does he zoom in so far?
Anyway.
Oh, wait.
All right.
I know.
Okay, so how do we get rid of these jagged lines?
Tilde.
The next question. How do we get rid of those jagged lines?
Object.
There are two.
Oh, who knows? Who's the Blender guru now? Who's the Blender man now? I just figured that shit out on my own.
Types of shading in Blender or in 3D, flat and smooth. So by default, it is flat. To change it to smooth, we just right click and then hit shade smooth. Okay. And when we do that, it is basically like for these faces here, it has taken, instead of treating each face separately, if they're an adjacent face, it's going to like stretch the light across. It's going to treat it as if it is one continuous face rather than two faces. So for organic objects, which means length, things that are flowing essentially, or rounded.
I mean, you don't really have to. It would look fine if you rendered only a single object, but then you're adding multiple things and it's like using a constant.
Maybe. You generally want smooth things, and then for like architecture or hard surface things, you want flat things. So shade smooth. So we've got rid of that. That's good. Now you'll notice that it has not fixed the silhouette of our object. Okay, so shade smooth is a illusion. Okay. It's not actually adding any geometry, which is great because it's light, it's lightweight, it's easy to work with. It's not adding geometry, but your silhouette will still be broken or still look jagged. The only way to fix that is to add more detail. It's something that games, that's kind of the thing. If you want to look at a game and go like, I wonder how poly this thing is. Like, look at the silhouette of a character or the shape of a building or something like that. And if you see jagged lines, you can basically see.
Chat. When I played Street Fighter 6 on this computer earlier, I play Zangief, right? I'm a Geef guy. Seeing Geef in 120 FPS with ultra settings, I think his sweat had more polygons than this fucking donut. It was unreal how unhealthy that man looked. But goddamn, did I wreck some camis.
The mesh, like how high poly something is by the silhouette. So we can fix that with something called a subsurf operation, okay, or subdivision.
My flights are red again. What the fuck? Oh my God, Cooler Master. Oh, Jesus. Fine, whatever.
And there are a few ways to do it, but the way we do it in Blender is with adding a modifier. Okay, so we click this little wrench. Mm-hmm. Or is it a spanner? Is that a spanner?
That is a spanner.
It's been a while since I got my hands dirty. Anyways, it's the modifier panel over here.
Oh.
And then go up and...
Wait, hold on, you people. Here I am thinking like, oh, how are you going to make like a sweatshirt in like 3D and make it like rumpled and shit? You just have to fucking... Oh, it's a cloth. There, boom. You have your shirt. You people made it act like 3D rendering so difficult. What the fuck?
Underneath add modifier, if you click it, you get a whole bunch of different options here. And the one that we're looking for is, I mean, you use it so often. I wish it was at the top, but it's not. It's down here, subdivision surface. So you click that, and you might see that it has now smoothed out ever so slightly. You can see that edge there, the jagged edge is no longer there. Or it is there, but it is less. So what is subsurf, it's called a subsurf, even though it's called subdivision. Subsurf modifier, what it is doing is and I'm going to temporarily turn this off by that little icon there, that's viewport. So if you uncheck that, it's disabling it for your viewport. And that one is for render, if you want to disable it for your render. Okay, so what it is doing is, you can see the edge there, right? If there are 3 points that make up that edge there, subsurf is now adding in, it's doubling the amount of detail across the entire mesh, not just...
Oh, I see. So the level 2 means it doubles? Is that what that means? Or is it to like when it renders it's just more smooth? Okay.
Just the silhouette, the entire mesh. Every single point, it is now adding another one. Now if you do 2 levels, so levels viewport and render, you could probably guess, that's just one operation. Okay, if I set this to 2, which is what you would see, set it to 2, which is what you see when you would render it, it's doing it again. Okay, so it's, I guess the word's exponentially. It's exponentially adding detail every time you add this. So it's going to do it again and again and again. So obviously you don't want to go too high because...
So that's why you want to start with a low polygon mesh, right? Because all you have to do is just do something like this, and you can on a per object basis have the necessary level of polygons on it, so that when you actually render it, the whole your computer doesn't just explode and every object is as efficient as it could be. Is this like an optimization thing? Is this just teaching new people optimization early on, or is this like an actual like you should do this all the fucking time? It's not just an optimal thing, it's like a necessary thing.
Otherwise, your render times would be crazy, and yeah, you just want to keep it as low as possible. So often I keep it 1 or 0 whilst I'm working in the viewport, and then for the render I keep it at like 1 or 2 or something. Anyways, all right, okay, so we're spending a little long on this, but I need to just give you some background on how to make things look smooth without really going high res. Okay. So, as I teased before, this mesh is made up of little points.
It keeps the polys easy to work with for editing as well. Oh.
And we can edit those points and adjust things and whatnot by going into edit mode, which you can do by hitting tab. Tab on your keyboard.
Oh.
Okay. Another way is to go up to the top left-hand corner, change from object mode to edit mode. Okay. So tab is just a fast way to switch between those two modes. Another way, third way, because why not? Control tab will bring up the pie menu, and then you can enter into, along with just object and edit mode, but like texture paint and sculpt.
I'm not going to do that. Fuck that.
We'll do a bunch of stuff later on, but edit mode. Okay. So in edit mode, we can see that our
yeah, you probably don't want your renders to be 6 hours. All the time. Because most of the time you want to deal with low poly, and then after make it smoother, because you have fewer polygons to edit. Ah. So hold on. Question. Since there's a lot of people here who apparently everybody messes with Blender, and I'm just late to the party. This whole smoothing polygon thing, is this like immediately before rendering do this? Or is this like what he's doing where it's like you have your mesh, you make whatever you're doing, a character, then you do your subdivision, whatever, then you continue? Is it like an early part of the process, or is this just like a very late before render process?
We're now able to see the skeleton roughly that makes up our mesh. Okay, each of these little points here is what makes up our mesh. So these points are called vertices. Sorry, a single one is called a vertex. Multiples are called vertices.
Yeah.
Always get them confused because it's got an S on it as well. It's like vertices.
It's okay. You use the metric system. We can go slow for you.
Vertexes. It's not vertexes. It's vertices. Anyways, these little points make up our mesh. And on each of these points, if you've got 3 or more, usually 4, 4 is the ideal one you're usually aiming for when you're making meshes, you can make a face. Okay, so if I just delete, I'll just hit X and I'll show you what it looks like without a face. Okay, so between each of these points there, I'll add another one with F, there is a face.
Wait, how did he delete it?
So if I just delete, I'll just hit X and I'll show you what it looks like without a face. Okay, so between each of these.
Wait, how did he do that? Okay. X. Why can't I delete it? Delete selected faces. Oh. Well, why does that render? Oh, God. Ooh, that's creepy. So why does that only delete like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 no, it's an 8. It's an octagon. Why does that only delete an octagon and not the entire thing? Interesting.
These points there.
Why does his look bigger than an octagon?
F, there is a face. Okay, so all the points together make up a face, and then that makes up your mesh. So what this means.
This is just the texture you put over the top anyway, so you can turn it on and off at any time. Oh, I got you. Okay. So it's just like something you just do at some point, and then just turn it off if it's in the way. Okay, I got you.
Is that with these points, if I want to change the look of my mesh.
Oh, I know why. His levels of render is higher. So I bet now if I press X and then face. Oh, there we go. Okay, I get it.
I can take some of these points and I can move them. Okay, and you use the exact same hotkeys as you did before. So to move something, it is G for grab. Okay, so if I move this up and then go back out of edit mode to object mode, you can see as I move around, it's now got a little lump on it.
Oh,
okay,
that's so
handy.
cool.
So I could do that.
Oh, that's so cool. And because and I bet if I go lower on this, and then it's a full point. Oh, so cool. So with one, now I can see the real. Okay, now I get it. Now I understand. Okay, sick. Based. There we go. Hello, Swissly Cheese. Hi. It's been a while. You've been here before, though, right? I think I remember your name. Your name is funny. I remember your name. Hi, Shadoso. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the 3D Donut stream.
Right? I could tweak the shape of my mesh. Okay, so let's say like I wanted to, you know, like make my donut look kind of like lopsided, or like add some detail, because this is necessary, by the way. Your brain, when it thinks about objects, because you've seen them so many times, it simplifies it in your head. You think of a donut as being round, but it's bumpy, it's lumpy. It was thrown in the fire. The guy who like made the dough, it was all lopsided. But in your head, you just think of it as a round circle. The digital world will always give you the perfect thing. So you need to go in and add those imperfections. There's an old quote, don't know who said it.
I wonder if that is where the art is, right? So this is something, we're going to abstract this thought, right? We're going to step into other realms. If you make a video game and you have to pick, okay, what engine am I making this video game in, right? So for example, do you learn programming and you learn C++, or do you go in with no programming language and you use like a high level one like Video Game Maker, right? You may think that using something like Video Game Maker would make bad video games, but not necessarily, right? It just, when you have, the lower your bar of entry into any sort of creative sphere is, generally the worse the product as a general scale, right? That isn't to say it's all the time. Undertale and Spelunky, I never actually played the game. Spelunky, is that what it's called? Undertale, Spelunky, a couple of others. These were made without any sort of programming knowledge. Toby Fox made that game in like Game Maker on Steam or something like that. Ended up being a multimillionaire after it. So it's just, the lower the bar of entry, where I think you shine is if you're willing to put in the hard work, right? If you're willing to do work that other people aren't, even if you use a basic kind of tutorial software, you can still do something really great. So this kind of make imperfections thing, I can tell this is something that not many amateur like Blender 3D renderer people are gonna do. But if you do it, you stand out, right? That's the secret sauce, right? So I think when we do 3D renders, we're gonna mess around with that. Are you Gary? Yes. Are you Trobtown? I would hope. You have less freedom, but it's way easier.
Imperfection is the digital perfection. Yeah, I don't know. It's very...
What is your main objective with the language? Each language has their main purpose. For example, Python deals with data and AI, but you can also edit things on Blender with Python. So what I want to do, we're not going to make a video game. We're not doing any of that. My interest right now is in 3D images, right? I want to do simple objects and just make them look really, really good, right? We have incredible hardware next to me, okay? We have... Short of having multiple 4090s, we have an incredible machine here, right? Anything anyone could ever ask for. And so what I want to do is I want to learn how to edit simple objects sitting on a flat surface, okay? So once I learn that, then we can branch out a little. But I'm not planning to make a video game off of this. I'm not planning to make a 3D Gary. We're going to start with that. The dream would be we make 3D animations in the distant future, but that is a distant future. That is years away, I would think, right? It's not something I'm going to pick up in 2 weeks. So just simple objects, simple background, high fidelity. That is the goal. I would recommend Python because it's easier to learn and use Python or Blender. I just use the video game thing as an example. That's all. Just an example.
Very, very true. So think of that. So anyways, we need to add some lumps to it and make our donut lopsided. Okay. So if we held down shift, we could select multiple points and then we could drag these out. I could do this. I could, slowly go through it. Now this is tedious.
Yeah.
As I'm sure you can see. Clicking, lots and lots of clicking, little points. Mm-hmm. And that's really because that's not the way I would do this. What I would do, which is a feature that you use all the time, and that is proportional editing. So if you click this little button at the top here, or the hotkey for that is O, turn that on and off. What this will do is that now when I rotate scale or hit G to grab and move it, now it's actually grabbing vertices around it and it is moving it together as a whole. Now, by default, your proportional size is really high, okay? So if I scroll up...
Wait, I'm confused. What's going on? Oh, it's the circle. Oh, I get it. It's this.
Or hit G to grab and move it. Now it's actually grabbing vertices around it and it is moving it together as a whole. Now, by default, your proportional size is really high, okay? So if I scroll up, I can gradually bring the...
I don't get it. Wait. So click this. Proportional editing is on. So we click this. And then G? No, G grabs the whole thing. Well, now I can't do it anymore. So when I move it out, then I can move it. I turn on proportional editing, and then I move the whole thing. G and then scroll till you see the scope. Doesn't do anything.
Hotkey for that is O. Turn that on and off. What this will do is that now when I rotate scale or hit G to grab and move it, now it's actually grabbing vertices around it and it is moving it together as a whole. Now, by default, your proportional size is really high, okay?
Oh, it's moving the entire fucking thing. Oh, okay. So you need like 0.05 or something. Oh, okay. Okay, Blender. All right. I see what's going on. Okay, I gotcha.
So if I scroll up, I can gradually bring the fall off down to what actually makes sense for my donut, okay? Now, this was actually a point, I was reading the comments on the last video, the last version of this I made. And this was a point that a lot of people got stuck on. If you can't see this ring here, just keep scrolling up because it is there. If you see top left-hand corner, actually, it gives you the measurement. As I scroll, you can see the measurement of
well,
my
goddamn.
What you're looking for is something like a 0.04. If you can't see 0.04 meters, just keep scrolling up until you see it.
Sick.
And if you are on trackpad, because those people also got stuck because they're like, how do I scroll while I'm doing it? All you do is on trackpad, you tap G, then do a single click, and then down here in the bottom left-hand corner, you've got those options again. And then you could adjust your proportional size.
Okay.
Please.
What are we doing?
Mouse, come on. All right. Okay, so now that I do this with my fall-off radius, and if I just scroll up and down, I can adjust, and I can make my donut look however I want, much more easily, okay? Make this part go out, maybe make this part have like a little lump that's sort of skew-if like that. Maybe this middle part, sort of like this. Okay.
Hold on. So I think, let's think about this. Imagine if this was like a donut in the back of the thing. So we're going to have like a donut that like, yeah, it's like dented on the side. So it's a little bit more plump on the top. Okay, so it's a little more plump on the top because it's like on the edge of the baking tray. We got to tell a story with our donut, chat. We can't make it and then it's going to like sink further over here. I think that's important with like rendering with stuff like this, right? You want to tell a little story. We're going to have a donut that was in the back that kind of got like flattened against the thing. I think that's a nice little story to tell. And then what's going to happen is because it got inflated, this is now going to be just a little bit down, just a little bit. And then this is going to get a little bit more plump as well. And then same with this side. All right, there's our deformed donut.
Another one here, something like that. Okay.
Give it a scar so the player wonders how it got it. I get it. I
A
get
little
it.
bit repetitive of what's on that side. And this is maybe a little bit too far. Just sort of playing it by eye. But I have to keep this for the rest of the donut, for the rest of the tutorial.
Yeah, I like this.
I'm
I
trying to
like
do it
little.
well.
I like the little bend.
Okay, and something else, by the way, another hotkey. You can see that if I want to move this up, if I was to move it like this, right? It's moved everything also left to right as well, okay? Because of my camera angle, okay? If I'm looking at something like this and I'm moving it, it is moving it across the donut. So it's scrunching everything going this way. That's not what I want. I want it to go directly up. So it means I have to get my camera angle like right
Yeah, you have to
down
go
here
right. Yeah,
to do
I
that
got
up.
it.
Alternatively, a better way, not to throw too many hotkeys at you, get my keyboard shortcuts if you haven't already, link in the description. But another hotkey is Alt-S, which instead of moving it just arbitrarily, this will now move it according to which direction those faces are pointing. And this is actually perfect for this exact case because we've got, points, rounded around
Okay,
it.
we got it.
And it's just,
I think my
it's
donut is
tedious to have to get my
sufficiently
camera angle
lumpy.
exactly right. When really I just want to be able to select certain parts and then pull them in and out. So Alt-S allows me to do that. The shrink and fatten tool is what it is called. But other softwares, I think they call it move along normals or something like that. Something like that. All right.
Okay.
And then maybe the base as well. Something like that. Now there is a sculpt tool, which we'll talk about when we get to the icing, that could also do this. But that is not the point of this tutorial.
Okay.
So I'm just doing proportional editing because, to be honest, like this proportional editing is perfect for this kind of thing.
Oh, look how beautiful it looks, chat.
Yeah.
It's so nice and lumpy and
Cool.
ugly.
So it's just entering into edit mode to do your changes, going into object mode to see
Which
how
is
it
edit.
looks, and then swapping back out with tab again.
Wait, what's edit mode?
And that's really all it is. I think this is too thick on this side now. Too lopsided. I went too far with the imperfections.
Wait, what was edit mode again? It was tab, right? Okay, tab. Thank you. Okay.
But that also comes into like the style of it, of what you're doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Oh, by the way, another side point I just mentioned, when we're talking about object and edit mode, okay? A big problem a lot of beginners have that I find is that later on, you'll be like, I'll say, all right, so select your lamp and your camera or something like that. And they'll be like, oh, I can't click on it. What's happened? It's because you are still in edit mode, okay? Edit mode means you cannot click on anything else other than the object that you are editing. You're still in this. When you
So
switch
if I
back to
edit
object
this,
mode,
does
you're
that do
now
anything?
able to click on any object in your scene, but in edit mode, it is locked.
So edits only work on meshes. Okay, I have to be careful because objects can be literally anything, right? A mesh is the only thing that can go into edit mode. You can't edit mode a light, right? Okay, I got you.
To that view. So if you can't click on things, just remember, check what mode you're in. You're probably in edit mode. Switch to object mode and you'll be fine. Okay. Just to finish on something completely random, because why not? Just throw it in there just as a little Easter egg for those of you that made it to the end of the video. Is something cool. If you go to select, there's an option there for select random, and this will just select at random vertices on your mesh, and then you've got a little ratio thing you could change.
Wait, how did you do that, Mr. Blender Man?
There's an option there for
Select random. Wait. Okay. Select random. And then do I grab a point? Oh. Random. Select random. How do I do anything with it?
select random, and this will just select at random vertices on your mesh, and then you've got a little ratio thing you could change down the bottom there. Then, if you used Alt-S, you would basically make a lumpy looking donut. So it's kind of like a quick way if you wanted to make a lumpy looking donut, you could do it that way. And also, if you change the fall off type, okay, so this is that ring, that little circle that goes around it, right?
That's how you make jerky.
If you changed it from the smooth one to sharp, then you would make it something else, like a spiky warped donut. I don't know. It actually looks better without the subsurf and like flat. It's like No, it does
Okay.
not. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking with that. Anyways, all right, just something random to finish on.
Cute. All right, that was sick. All right, gotta remember that. All right, what do we
To
got
make
next?
renders like
Modifiers.
these, you need high-quality assets, which is why I created Polygon, a library of models, textures, and HDRs. Polygon
Thanks.
Show, where we make virtual donuts that we cannot eat.
I don't like the way this guy is calling our donut lumpy. Our donut is lumpy, though. It's beautiful. It's nice, okay? It's the donut that sat on the back of the rack, so the back's like all lumpy. Oh, it's perfect, chat. I nailed it.
In this part, we're going to be making the icing.
Okay.
So, with our wonderful donut here selected, we're going to, well, first of all, yeah, like icing. I mean, you could do it a million ways. You could like add a plane and then like model it out and try and pull it down and then sculpt it and do a bunch of different ways. The easiest way really, whenever you're doing something, is to like try to reuse part of your mesh wherever you can. So we've already got the shape of a donut. We can duplicate our donut, shave off half of it, and then we've basically got icing. So that's what we're going to do.
Oh.
So enter into edit mode. And we want to select half of our donut.
Stop,
So if we went
stop. I'm going to try to do this on my own. I think I can do it. Okay. Go into edit mode, and we're going to collect half of them. I was going to do it very differently. I was going to duplicate the whole donut, raise it up, scale it a little bigger, match it up, and then, like, edit half of them.
into, you can see that, like, if we looked at it from this, you know, if we drew, you can see we're missing part of it, right? Because it's like...
Oh, do you have to, like, rotate it?
This is one of those cases, is what I'm trying to say, where you need to use straight on, okay? So, or number pad 1, number pad 3, whatever you want to do, something like that. Okay, and by the way, when you use this, it also switches you to orthographic mode, okay? So perspective mode is where you've got the, like, the depth fall off, okay? And then orthographic mode is when it is like as if it was like on a focal length of like infinity. So you're seeing like the actual, what's the best way to describe it? No perspective, essentially, zero perspective. And you can toggle between that, by the way, also with
Oh my God, what did I press?
5 or by clicking this little gizmo.
Chat, what did I press? Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh God. What did I press? I pressed something. I pressed like wire view or something. Wait, viewer node. Okay, what did I do? Oh, Jesus. What did I press? Was it A? Nope. S? C? No. Z. No, shit. Oh. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
On the right-hand side there, at any point. Doesn't have to be in a certain view. Okay, cool. So if we were to just drag over this right now, it looks like we've got half of our donut. However, if you moved around, you would see we're missing the other half of it, okay? And that's because it's hard, okay? The mesh is hard, and therefore to select on the other side of it, we have to be able to see through it. And we can do that by going up here and toggling X-ray, or the hotkey for that is Alt-Z, and that will now show us right through it. And now when we drag over it, you can see that we've got exactly the top half of our donut all the way around.
Oh, so I was supposed to do that. Okay. So we want to Control Z. That's not it. Shift Z. And then we want, oh, that's why you have to view that. So now when we select everything, it selects everything on the top. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Ooh, now we have to be a little careful. Okay, so we got to select that. Okay, we did it.
Okay, perfect. So we want to duplicate this and then separate it. Okay, so I'm going to hit Shift D, which is how you duplicate, or you can go up to Mesh and then click on Duplicate.
Okay.
Wherever that would be.
I have it.
Right there. Duplicate at the top. Yeah, but Shift D. Okay, now when you do that, you can see that it is now locked onto my cursor, okay? And it's telling me, where do you want to place this duplicate? And I don't. I want to leave it exactly where it was. So if I hit Escape or right-click, it's going to cancel the movement and put exactly where it was, but it has now duplicated it. Now what we want to do is move this to its own object, because you can see that we've now got vertices on top of vertices,
Okay.
and they need to be their own separate objects. So to do that, the hotkey is P. P for part of the mesh go to another, I don't know. It's P for whatever reason. It's always been P.
Okay.
And we're looking for selection. So separate by the selected part of
Makes
the mesh.
sense.
Okay. And now in object mode, if we switch out of X-ray mode, you can see that we now have two objects. And actually we can see them up here in the outliner as well. Okay. And now just very quickly, because I know that some of you will have just messed up accidentally and you are now screaming at the screen, oh no, how am I going to fix this? When you did this step, you duplicated it,
Okay.
you right click to cancel it, and then you accidentally did a single click.
Oh, and then
You
it's
clicked
stuck on
something
there.
else.
So
You've
he's
now
gonna say, click up here and then move it.
got mesh on top of a mesh, and you don't know which vertex is which. Like which is the one that was
So now
the,
we
the one that
go
you just made, right?
Grab, and we go
Or
Y.
which one is the actual donut. So if you ever run into this problem, what you can
Grab.
do is to select only things that are connected.
Oh, wait.
Because these are no longer connected, right? There's bits that are not connected.
Grab.
It's Control L, or
Y.
just mouse over it and then just hit a single L. L for loose.
Oh, Z.
Loose parts.
There we
Is it?
go.
I don't know what it is.
We
Linked.
did it.
Oh, it's linked. Okay, select linked. There they go.
Boom.
Then when you do that, you can actually, find the right part of your mesh. Okay, so now I've actually just got just my donut and then just my icing. Fantastic. Okay, so up here in the outliner, you can see two objects, and it's probably a good time to name it. Okay, so you can name it by just double clicking in the outliner, and we can call it icing.
Donut.
Another way to name it is if you select, if you've just got your object selected anywhere in your 3D viewport,
Icing.
it's the same hotkey as Windows renaming files. It's F2, F2, and I can now type in donut, and there we go. So two things, and
Sick.
we could organize it however we want. Cool. So our icing is currently looking like a skin tight something. It's got to have some thickness to it, okay? And we can do that with the modifiers. Okay, so going over here to your modifier stack again, we are looking for something called the solidify modifier right here. There really needs to be a search function for the modifier stack, but there's just a lot here at the moment. So solidify, okay. Now when we do this, you might not have actually really seen much change. If you went into wireframe mode, which you could do by hitting Z and then dragging to the left to go wireframe, or up here, so this is solid
and
view
it gives
mode.
it low. Oh
This
my
is
God.
wireframe mode, okay?
There's a lot of
in
volume.
wireframe mode, we're able to see just the raw mesh without any faces. You can see that it's got, it looks like a donut within a donut, but it's got thickness to it, but it is pointing it in the wrong direction. So this offset setting here from -1, we want to change that to 1. And now go back to solid view. Okay, so that is just a doona of icing.
Oh my God.
It's a lot. So we're going to turn our thickness down to be something a little more reasonable. And by the way, when you're dragging these values here, here's a tip. You can see that it's like really hard to control because subtle movements is what I need, but it's moving it by a lot. If you hold down Shift, that is not incremental.
Oh.
What is it? Smooth movements? Subtle
Okay,
movements.
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, holding down Shift when you need to use small numbers. And Control, by the way, will snap it to increments. So I use that actually quite a lot. So yeah, smooth. Shift
Based.
for
Okay,
smooth
cool,
movements
cool.
and Control for incremental, or both.
I wish I could grab this up, but if he doesn't say
subtle
anything,
and increment.
if he doesn't say anything, I kind of want to move this side up before we go further, just because it's the part that was against the thing. So the frosting's not going to be on that deep. Then again, you apply the frosting after it's cooked, right? So it's probably fine.
Anyways, all right, I'm giving you all the hotkeys and everything at once. I hope it is not too much for you.
No, this is
All right,
great. Good speed, man. I like this tutorial. He's so condescendingly polite. Yeah, but I like the speed of this tutorial.
I'm gonna go for something like a 0.0015.
We're going 0.003,
baby. I want it to
baby.
look somewhat thick, but not too thick. Okay. Now, something to keep in
I don't think his donut is lumpy enough. Look how perfect. It's like a space saucer. I think my donut has passion behind it.
mind is that this edge here, it looks kind of weird for a lot of reasons. If we went into flat shading mode, you can see that it's created like a hat, a hat on our donut. Okay.
Wait. How do we go flat shading mode? Wait, what was flat shading mode?
Looks kind of weird for a lot of reasons. If we went into flat shading mode.
Oh, no, mine fits on right. What did I do? I must have accidentally did whatever it was correct. Because this is like on it.
You can see that it's basically, it's created like a hat, a hat on our donut, okay? And the reason for that is the order of our modifiers here. So a modifier is, what is the best way to think of it? Well, it's working from top to bottom. That's how I'll describe it. Okay, modifiers are fantastic because at any point we can change these settings. It is a non-destructive way of working. This subdivision setting that I had before, I think it's too high, so I can come in here and I can change these settings, okay? Make it lighter.
I have no idea why this works. I hope he explains it because I have no idea why subdividing first and then solidifying has a bigger mesh than this. This looks better, I agree, but I don't know why subdividing after solidifying makes it better. I guess if you solidify first and then subdivision, you actually divide those bigger, I don't know.
If it was not, if I was to apply it or I did it a different way, I could not change those settings. Non-destructive, it is fantastic. It also means that, yeah, it's working from top to bottom. So what I want to do is move this above my subdivision, which I can do by just dragging these dots at the top here, just dragging that up. And you can see that now it's doing the, if I just turn that off, it's doing the thickness part first, and then it is smoothing it, which means that that edge there that was like this before is now being forced to go.
Oh, it does look a lot better.
Because of the subsurf.
Wow.
Because it adds those points, and then it kind of averages.
Look at that wireframe difference. If you subdivide first and then solidify, look at the difference in polygons. That is wild. That is crazy.
Them out, which is, yeah, how subdiv works. There we go. Cool. So now, I don't know, now that thickness doesn't look like enough. So I'll just increase that a little bit. And I'm going to go shade smooth again.
Okay.
Okay. Lovely. Well, we made good time. Yeah, let's just jump to the next video.
Cool. Let's go.
Join over 1 million 3D artists who use Polygon to make better renders faster. Join for free at polygon.com.
All right. Show
Congrats
me. Impress
on
me.
not giving up yet. It's always fun. Whenever you release a multi-part tutorial series, it's just fun seeing like the viewership drop after every part as people quit.
Not us, bitch. We're gonna go all the way through this. We're gonna go from beginning to end. Boom, done.
So if you did make it, hey, you're staying on track. You haven't given up yet. No, I do hope that you can all stay through. In this part, we are going to be making our icing look more like icing, more dribbled down rather than like a yarmulke.
I don't know. I think mine's pretty good, but I guess we can do better.
Bagel or something. Like if I just cut this in half, I feel like that would look pretty close to a bagel. Yeah, it does. We want to make it look more like icing and also make our donut underneath also have a little bit more shape. The icing. Okay. Now, we want to be able to see our mesh and like manipulate things and everything here, but we can't because it's mostly hidden by our solidify modifier. So in your modify stack over here, if we just uncheck this button here, then it will no longer display in edit mode. So I can, work with the mesh here, but then I go back to object mode, then you can see the solidify modifier again. So that's what we want. Okay, so if I was to move this down by hitting G, I got to turn on my screen keys tool because it's turned off. There we go. If I move this down with G and then went back to object mode, you can see that we've got something that looks like a little droop, a little dribbly bit. So you can guess we.
Wait, I'm so confused. What's going on here? Hold on. See wireframe. G. Z. Okay, so maybe we should do it like this so I can see the wireframe easier. Why can I not see the... Oh, because it's hidden by the other one. So let's turn off our subdivision on the donut. That doesn't make a difference, does it? I mean, I guess I can see the bottom just fine, right? So we grab it and then we move it down. But then you can't really see the, oh, there it is.
We're going to be doing quite a bit of that. I'm going to turn on proportional editing, as you could probably guess, so that now when I move down, I can scroll up, or no, scroll down and increase the fall off. And now I can create a big dribbly bit. But you'll notice that straight away, there's a couple of problems. Okay, so for one, this bit is sticking straight out. And then also this bit of our icing is clipping through the donut, which would require a whole bunch of fixing and like manually going there. It's not good. So it would be great if we could make it snap to the face underneath. And there is a feature just for that. Okay. So the snapping tool is right up here. Okay. This little magnet icon. Okay. Now quick, just overview of snapping. Snapping, you can always, whether you go up there and like turn it on or not, you can always temporarily enable it by holding down Control. Okay, so this default is set to increment. So if I'm moving an object, rotating, scaling, that's transforming. Okay, so it's snap during transform. If I'm moving it, if I just hold down Control as I move it, I am temporarily restricting its movement to the grid floor underneath it, basically, because that's the increment that it's looking at. Okay, so I can only move it when I'm holding down Control to that. And that is the exact same thing as if I was to check that, turn that button on, and then move it without hitting Control. Okay, so there's no difference between holding Control or not holding Control. It functions the exact same way. It's just that this way lets you do it without having to hold Control, basically. Okay. But that's also another good point, because there's a hotkey for it. I can't remember what it is, but you sometimes hit it accidentally without realizing, and then you're like, why can't I move things properly? Like it's all messed up. And that's actually a common beginner question. Why can't I move things? Just check that that's not turned on. Just check, because it's probably turned on. Anyway. Okay, so coming back to our donut here. We want to make sure that's turned on. And I want to change it from snap to increment to snap to face. Okay. And now that I do this.
Wait, which face?
To increment to snap to.
Snap to face. Wait, mine's different. Face project or face nearest? Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
Face. Okay. And now that I do this, you can see that if I grab this edge here, sorry, that point there, and I just move it down, you can see that part of it is this edge here, at least, or this point, is now snapping to the face. Okay, but this part is not. Okay, so there. Okay, okay. I'll try not to say that too much. There is a function for this. Underneath snap to project individual elements, which doesn't explain anything really. Like there's no way you would know that this is the button to push. There's really no clue that that's what to do. But it is. If we check that, now when we use our proportional fall off, anything that falls in the proportional fall off area will now also snap to the face underneath it. And that is how we do it. Now we can do whatever we want here. We can move this around, we can do whatever, and we can make our donut icing look like icing, and it will automatically snap and form the shape of the...
Sick. I think I'm kind of fucking this up, right? Well, I guess not. Okay, it looks fine. I think I'm doing okay.
Donut, which is perfect. Now, I've learned from doing donuts many, many, many times. I've made more virtual donuts than probably actual donuts I've ever eaten. I've learned that it's better if you work from reference. Okay, so go to your Google Images and type in donut icing and then just find an image. Doesn't really matter which one, but like something that you like. Okay, if you like the look of it, like this like extra dribbly one, you could get that. I happen to like this one here. Just save the image, put it somewhere, put it on your desktop, and then I'm going to show you how to bring this into Blender. So we want to split our window here, and you can do that one of two ways. One is to go basically over the edge, a divider of a window here, until you get those little arrows there so that you could change the size of this, right? And just right click there, and then you can say vertical or horizontal split. So, whoops, oh, that did nothing. Vertical split.
Why is my mesh not matching to face? I guess it is. Maybe I'm just taking it too far. Either way, I'm happy with my frosting. It's a very cartoony kind of donut.
So we've now got two windows. Another way to do it is to go to the top right-hand corner of your screen until you get, there's no button for it, but your cursor becomes a little target pointer thing. And if you just click and drag to the left into it, it will now split the view. If you click and drag to the right, it will, guys. Once I've split the view, this could be anything. So this is a whole bunch of, guess what? I want to start to model.
Okay.
It's totally different than what I imagined. I want to get a t-shirt. I want to like create that bit. So what we need is more detail. So now,
yeah, we've already done all this. Okay, cool.
All right. Just go to apply the subsurf. If we go to this little drop down, anything, it's best to put it detail here to create that bit.
Okay.
So
cool.
what we need is more detail. So I am going to apply our subsurf. Okay. So to apply anything, it's best to put it before put it to the top, because that's essentially what it's going to do. It has to apply it, and then it's going to be reading from the top anyway, roughly. So I put it to the top, and it's okay. We'll fix this edge after. To apply the subsurf, if we go to this little drop-down arrow and then hit apply, or you can just hit Control-A while hovering over this, it will apply whatever is in the viewport amount, not the render amount, but the viewport amount. Okay, so I'm just going to, I'll just hit Control-A or hit apply. And now, whoops.
What?
Why is that?
What is he doing? I'm so confused what he's actually doing here.
Or hit apply. And now, whoops. Why is that? Okay. All right. You can see that we now have double the amount of our of vertices on it. I'm temporarily hiding the donut, by the way, which you can do by hitting, you can hide anything temporarily by hitting H, and then Alt-H will bring.
Okay, so this H. Cool. This, what did he do? Control-A? Okay.
Anything back again. So if you just need to temporarily get something out of the way, H, and then Alt-H. Okay. But yeah, somehow this is like, I don't know, it's like clipping through it, which we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's odd that that's happening. You can see that if I just like randomly click here, that I'm going to bring this through. Yeah. There is another way, which I'll show you. We're going to use a shrink wrap modifier next.
That's how you solve it.
To just sort of show you.
Gotcha.
Sort of like the problem-solving way of doing things. But anyways. All right, let's find where it was I was going to make that gloopy bit. It doesn't really matter. I can just do it right here. Okay, so I'm going to make a little bit that goes down. This bit over here, this bit can go down even further, like that, right there. And then this, I'm going to use to pull down. Now, if I pull, so there's a bug in Blender. I believe it's a bug because it's only happening occasionally, and it didn't happen in the last version of Blender. Pretty sure this is a bug just because I'm using the beta version of 3.0. For some reason, it is selecting through my mesh, which should not happen, but it's happening right now, and it's very irritating. So I'm going to have to report the bug after I finish recording this. But anyway, it just means I have to be careful.
Okay.
If I pull this down, you can see that yes, it's the other thing I wanted to do after the solidify modifier now is add another subsurf modifier so that we get that smooth edge back again. Okay, but if I move it down,
okay,
it looks it's a little too stretched. Okay, so you want to try and go as far as you can, but at a certain point you need extra mesh. You need to sort of break this line to create extra parts of the mesh. So the way to do that is to extrude. So if I select part of my mesh here, let's say 3 points like that, and I hit E, that will extrude. So I now get extra faces, extra vertices. And because this is turned on, it should also automatically snap to the face underneath it. And I'm going to do it again. Let's just make an extra long gloopy bit. Okay, so you can see that is a totally different look, right?
Okay, this is complicated. Hold on.
Automatically snap to the face underneath it. And I'm going to do this is turned on. E, that will extrude. So I now get extra faces, extra vertices. And because this is turned on, it should also automatically snap to the face underneath it. And I'm going to do it again. Let's just make an extra long gloopy bit. Okay, so you can see that is a totally different look, right? You've got this bit that is now like free flowing down there rather than feel like it's like stretching an edge. So Modeling is, I mean, that's really like a big part of modeling is understanding topology and like where to, add more detail where you need it and where not to,
Okay.
etc. I'm just pinching these in by grabbing 2 points and then hitting S.
I got you. I got
Okay, so I've got that little bit there. Now let's do another little bit that goes next to it. So I'll grab this bit, I'll move this down. Let's grab 2 points. Just make this a short little gloopy bit. Or will it be? That looks a little bit weird, actually. It's so odd that that bug has happened. Never seen that bug before. Bugs get fixed surprisingly quickly in Blender, by the way, if you're curious. They are hard to come across because with an open source software like Blender, like so many people are using it and so many people are reporting bugs that, yeah, it is surprisingly more stable.
I gotcha.
Than 3ds Max Maya. I say that now and like people will be raging in the comments. No, it's not. It's but I'm pretty sure that's like fairly well agreed upon in the community. But anyways, not to toot Blender's horn because it's definitely not perfect, but it does seem to be fairly stable. That's one of its great points. All right. And you know what? I might make another little gloopy bit over here. I don't want to make this, these parts too long, but I do want to make this look good, and I want to show you sort of the thought process that goes into it.
I think we did it.
Because some people will then go like, why does his donut tutorial take, why does it take 6 hours to make a donut? Well, it doesn't. But I can do it really quick if you want, but you won't learn anything. Anyways, now I'm making on the other side of the donut, let's say over here, like a really big gloopy bit that goes down. But so far down that it's going to extrude another piece down. Hitting E to extrude it down, and then I'll scale that in by hitting S. And let's just move this up and around.
That doesn't seem right.
All right, that's pretty good. And then I'll make this bit next to it, because that seems to be a common thing. When you've got one gloopy bit, there's another bit that's right next to it. I don't know if that's true or not. Just sort of making it up as I go.
There we go. Delicious.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Well, let's just say we continued that all the way around, but you could fine tune it and make it look as good as you want. Now, another thing to learn is that donuts, unlike this one, I mean, this is actually pretty good, but you could see that the edge, like the donut shape, something happens in the middle of it. Okay. And you might be able to see it in other reference photos.
Donut.
But basically, usually it's like divoted. It's like it's fat all around it, and then this part on the edge, this one's probably a clear photo, it sort of cuts into it a little bit. And the reason for that, I actually recorded a video that I'll put on the screen here. The reason for that is that when it's cooked, it's put into a fryer. It sits and it just like floats. So half of it is submerged in this fryer, and then it flips, and then they do the other half. So the part that's like resting on the surface of the oil usually is cooked less, because I guess the oil is less hot, I guess.
That
but I guess it would
right.
depend on the buoyancy of the donut, so maybe it doesn't happen all the time. But evidently, that seems to be one component of a donut, is that it has that bit that sort of goes in. So it's like it's fat up top, it goes in a little bit, and then it's fat down the bottom again. So let's do that in edit mode with our donut. But we need more geometry. Same problem as we did with the donut icing straight away. We've got the same problem here. So I'm going to apply my subsurf modifier over here, hit apply. Now I've got double the geometry, and I don't need to add another one because I don't really need it right now. And now I'm going to hit O. Whoops. O again, turn that on.
Wait, what?
We've got the same problem here. So I'm going to...
That donut should have a lump checked?
Apply my subsurf modifier over here, hit apply. Now I've got double the geometry, and I don't need to add another one because I don't really need it right now. And now I'm going to hit
left
O.
click to select edge loop. Okay, we're going to tab, Alt, left click. Oh.
O again, turn that on. Disable snapping because I no longer need that, or I don't need it for this step anyway. Okay. And then using my proportional fall off, because I do want that, I'm just going to make it like a little bit flat on the inside part here. Okay, cool. All right, now, this is now way off. Okay, so why did I do it in this order? Right, why, Andrew? Why didn't we start shaping it the way like that? Because now it would seem like we have to go through here, This is now way okay. I'm just going to make it like a little bit flat on the inside. This is because I do want that. I'm just going to make it like a little bit flat on the inside part.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Now, this is now way off. Okay. So why did I do it in this order? Right. Why, Andrew? Why didn't we start shaping it the way like that? Because now it would seem like we have to go through here. Turn on
I am
this
so
and,
confused.
Like,
Wait, what did he do? So he grabbed everything.
Don't need it again. Turn that on.
Okay, we did that. Okay, so we Alt left click. Alt left click. There we go. Then we proportionally how do I move it in? We scale it down? Oh, okay, I got you. Chat, I have no idea what we're doing to this. Oh, there we go. Boom. Did it. Oh, shit. Okay, we're good.
Disable snapping because I no longer need that, or I don't need it for this step anyway. And then using my proportional fall off because I do want that.
Yeah, now there's like a gap there.
A little bit flat on the inside part here. Okay. Cool. All right. Now, this is now way off. Okay. So why did I do it in this order? Right. Why, Andrew? Why didn't we start shaping it the way like that? Because now it would seem like we have to go through here, turn on this, and like snap it for each one of these parts, and that's just annoying. Well, you don't, okay? Because there is, and I did it in this order because I want to show you there's two ways to make something snap. The other one is the shrink wrap modifier. So the shrink wrap modifier, if I click this little target eyedropper here, the eyedropper, whenever you see that, it just means click it and then select.
Wait. Okay, wrench, add. What did he add? Shrink wrap. Shrink wrap is deform shrink wrap. Okay.
On your viewport which object you want to target. You hit that, it will now snap to the mesh. Now, what's happened? Why does it look snap to, I don't know, pretty cool pattern, but yeah. Why is it doing that? It's because of the order of your modifiers. So if something doesn't look right, check the order of your modifiers. It's working top to bottom. So it's giving...
Wait, mine doesn't look right. Mine looks horrible. Is that intended?
Thickness first, and then later on, it's shrink wrapping it to it. So obviously that's not right. Shrink wrapping goes first. Now that we've done that...
Oh, it's so pretty.
You can see this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after. So shrink...
Chad, it's so pretty. Look at it. It worked out so well. Oh my God, this guy knows his shit. Oh my God, we made a donut, Chad. It's ugly, but it's trying, okay? Damn, look at that. That's the best angle right there.
Shrink wrap modifier will try to find the shortest distance between each of these points and the mesh underneath it. And it just so happens to usually get it right. Just check the inside part, make sure there's no problems there. But yeah, that's how you can do it. So now we've got something that looks a little bit more like the shape of a donut, right? Because the edges are, that the sides of it are not jutting out. They seem to be flat. And that's kind of cool.
I like how he tell us how we fucked up in the solution. Yeah.
I might actually make this bottom bit just a little bit fatter. So I'm going to hit Alt-S on this.
No, I'm happy with the shape of my donut. It's a little... Oh, well, you know what? Fuck, now we pointed it out. So we're going to go to the donut. We're going to turn on wireframes. We're going to Alt-click. And then we're going to Shift-Alt-click. Damn it. Alt-click. Shift-Alt-click. And then we are going to grab... Fuck, I don't want to mess this up. Move it up. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'm doing it, chat. We're editing. Oh, my God. It has a flat bottom now. Amazing.
Chunkier. Just add a little bit of interest to it.
There we go.
And then, yeah, just go through it and continue making your icing droopy like you want.
Well,
Now,
maybe not this.
This
but-
was one way to do this droopiness, and it's okay, but it doesn't look as good as it could, right? Because when this drip goes down here, you can see that it becomes more bulbous, right, as the liquid sort of forms that droplet there. And we are
already ahead of you,
missing
buddy.
that.
Don't you worry about
We're going to do
that.
that in the next step, the next part. We are going to jump into sculpting. So just basically create the basic sort of form that you want, but we're going to do more detail and learn about another tool of Blender, sculpting, in the next part. So go ahead, click here on the screen, and I will see you in the next part. See why professionals like Oscar Wojnski trust Polygon for their models and textures. Sign
Yeah,
up
I
for
think
free
we're already sculpting. I think we nailed this. What are we on now? Part 5, sculpting, baby. How many are in this tutorial? I don't fucking know. Can't be that much more.
at polygon.com to see the difference and manually coming in here
I like
with
the
our
little
points
donut.
and sort of moving and manipulating them. But there is another method called sculpting, which
Okay.
can be beneficial in certain cases, and in some cases highly necessary, and allows you to use brush strokes to move your vertices around.
Okay.
And that's what I'll show you right now. So if we were to start sculpting here, it would just be terrible because we've got all these modifiers, right? We've got shrink wrap, solidify, subdivision, blah, blah, blah. When you start sculpting, you don't have any of that, okay? So what you need to do is apply what you want before you start sculpting. So
Oh my God.
we want all of these applied in this order. So you can go to
Oh,
the
chat.
drop down
Oh,
and
chat.
hit-
We are hella lag. Oh my goodness. We are getting destroyed by lag. All right, you know what, everyone? Let's call it for today. We're gonna save our project. And we're gonna call it donut tutorial. How about this? Learning Blender. We'll go 9, 11, 23. Save. Okay, so we're gonna end it there. It is hella red on the stream, so we're probably having a bunch of frame issues. I don't have a goodbye screen, and I don't have any music up. So everyone, have a good night. Have a good evening. I'll see you all tomorrow. We're gonna have more fun tomorrow with more setup. Holy shit! Goodbye. Down, down. Boo, 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 boo. Down, now. Down, down. Down, 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 down. I don't remember.